Preddy in Minneapolis by federal immigration officers. Gregory Bovino is a Border Patrol commander.
This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
That assessment from Border Patrol Commander Greg Bovino about the deadly shooting of protester Alex Preddy by an ICE agent Saturday was particularly troubling for many lawmakers. Witnesses and videos of the shooting have presented a different narrative. Sources tell CBS News Bovino has now been relieved of his command in Minneapolis and is returning to California, along with some fellow ICE agents.
President Trump has spoken by phone to Minnesota's governor and the mayor of Minneapolis. Senate Homeland Security Committee Chair Rand Paul, a Republican from Kentucky, has sent letters to the heads of ICE, Border Patrol, and Citizenship and Immigration Services requesting their testimony before the committee. CBS News has confirmed at least 19 storm-related deaths in several states from Texas to New York City. The Big Apple is where snowplows have been making the cleanup rounds. Hundreds of thousands of power outages are reported across the U.S. as the storm plowed through huge sections of the country. CBS's Jason Allen in Oklahoma City.
There is still a lot of concern from emergency management officials right now about people who are maybe out in it, about the possibility of frozen pipes. There have been some reports across the area of roofs that have collapsed on outbuildings, on barns because of the weight.
FlightAware reports almost 12,000 combined flight delays and cancellations. A private aircraft crashed on takeoff at Maine's Bangor International Airport last night, killing 7 on board. Bangor Airport Director Jose Savidre.
The airport remained open. There were planes landing and departing around that time, and we had crews on site responding to the ongoing storm that we had at that time.
The National Transportation Safety Board is handling the investigation. More than 30,000 Kaiser Permanente nurses and other healthcare workers are on strike. They're hitting the picket lines at dozens of hospitals and hundreds of clinics across California and Hawaii. Registered nurse Zachary Pritchett on some of the grievances.
Having executives at the highest level not listen to what we need to take care of our communities and take the money that our members are paying and invest it in things that do not put back into the communities we serve.
In addition to, he says, staffing shortages. Stocks closed up on Wall Street today. The Dow jumped 314 points to close at 49,412. NASDAQ jumped 100. This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Reliving a champion. Backup starts at 5:20. Bellevue to Linwood, we're up to 35 minutes. That's a 15-minute delay. South 405, you're packed between Southeast 8th and Cold Creek Parkway. Just past Southeast 8th, we have a new stall blocking your right general purpose lane. Bellevue to Renton right now will take it 20. North 5 into Seattle scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. South 5 looks great. Got a little crowding between the 520 and the Convention Center. Our lake bridges are clear. In South Hill, we just cleared that collision westbound 512 around the South Hill curve. No longer any backups there. Otherwise, we're seeing light volumes most everywhere else. The Tacoma Home and Garden Show presented by Puyallup Chocolates, January 29th through February 1st at the Tacoma Dome. For info and discount tickets, go to tacomahomeandgardenshow.com. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle Seahawks are once again Super Bowl bound.
Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
A thriller ending with the Hawks beating the Rams 31-27. Head coach Mike Macdonald took the podium after the trophy ceremony.
I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm happy for the 12s, happy for our city. What an atmosphere.
We caught up with some of those 12s after the game.
I've been a Seahawks fan since I was about 8 years old, and being a Seahawks fan means everything.
We are so excited to go to the Super Bowl again.
So I just say right now is a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
Next stop, Santa Clara, California, where the Hawks will face the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. A 50-year-old woman is recovering today after she was stabbed multiple times on Saturday morning. She told police she was attacked by a man she did not know along the Bear Creek Trail that's near Redmond Town Center. Police now searching for a white or Asian man. They describe him as about 5'9" with a slim build, last seen wearing a green hoodie and black beanie or hats. Seattle police need your help to find two people who they believe stabbed a man to death last June in the U Districts.
June 22nd, around 4 a.m., Fernando Castillo is stabbed in an alley near Northeast 50th Street and University Way Northeast. SPD Detective Brian Pritchard describes his attackers.
A light-skinned Hispanic or black male, light-colored distressed jeans, black puffer, wearing a chain with a notable gold emblem, and on a dark bicycle with thin tires and a larger stem, another light-skinned Hispanic or black male.
If you have any information, you're asked to call Seattle Police. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And you can see pictures of those suspects at mynorthwest.com. Former Starbucks executive is now suing the company, claiming wrongful termination and sex discrimination. Janice Wozak says she was fired after refusing to give false information about a new drink-making system. Lawsuit claims that equipment caught fire during testing and raised health and safety concerns. Starbucks has not yet commented on that lawsuit. Now to your weather update. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies today and staying dry. One more cloudy day for tomorrow. Dry spell looks to be ending on Wednesday. We'll have rain on the way to round out the week. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show, listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show.
Yeah, why?
Thank you.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
It has, yes.
There is a California champagne by Paul Masson.
Paul Masson, okay.
Inspired by that same French excellence.
Oh, good.
It's fermented in the bottle and like the best French champagne, it's vintage dated.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you for that. That's helpful.
It's relevant.
Does my voice sound pretty good?
Better than I thought it would.
I was really trying to work with my diaphragm last night. I'll be saving that. I almost passed out.
Really?
Let me start. The If you're yelling really, really hard and you constrain the neck muscles, which is the normal way, you tighten all that. You're supposed to work from your diaphragm. Push it out, and then as you're breathing, you're pushing it out, it's going in. But anyway, I was screaming as everybody else was screaming, and all of a sudden the muscles in my neck tightened up, and it shut off blood in my head, and I thought I almost passed out.
Could you imagine?
I was so close.
What if you died?
Rye would have been paid no attention to me. Like, get up, Dad.
Oh, loser.
Can we thank Doug Brown?
Doug in Mill Creek.
Oh, my God. Who gave up his ticket. We didn't give him up. I bought him. I bought the ticket. Oh, my God. Best $300 I've ever spent. Here comes the news. We do mostly Seahawks. We'll hit some of the other news, but let's come on. How often does this happen? And for people that are like, I don't care about sports.
Get over it.
No, just there's plenty of other places to go. Come on. All right. I was thinking, again, thanks to Mr. Brown for the tickets and what you did for me. Ben, I was looking at the day in history. I didn't even know about this. The battle in Seattle began 1856. Ooh. So there are two different tribes. The U.S. comes in, and they're we'll just get to it. But there's a battle in Seattle.
Wow, that's a tease.
Yes. That was a great tease. I am ill prepared for the show today. I'm going to be honest with you.
Me too.
I am.
Well, now we're in trouble.
These little barbs, you can stop right now at these. You understand?
Okay, all
right. Yeah, because I'm wiped out from yesterday. We drove from Seattle back to Cle Elum after our two little Lime scooters ran out of battery power. And we had to walk all the way back. get back to the apartment, and I go, right, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I want to be my own bed. I want to see Nick. I want to see the dogs. Just got to get home. And we got out of that car. Ryan's like, Dad, I feel like I played in that game. I mean, sure, the people that were there at the big stadium feel the same way, just wiped out, but in the best way. Ryan's going to come on. Plus, he will be, this is the first time we've ever done this. I guess it's probably going to get pretty nasty. He's going to be debating a Patriots fan who is so dedicated to the Patriots. When they lost in 2007, there was a Super Bowl party that was going on at the house. This person ran away from home and hid in the snow for about an hour, hoping that he would die in the snow rather than having to go back into the house. Is there anything there?
No.
Oh, my. Thanks, Ryan. That's at 4:30. I went to Roanoke. Listen, if you want to be depressed, you could go to Ocean Shores in January. And if you want to be really depressed, be a Republican in the state of Washington and go to Ocean Shores in January. It was nice. Actually, it was pretty good weather. But it's an annual conference that takes place named after the bar, the Roanoke Bar. And we all go there and we come up with a big game plan. They all come up with big game plans. Hell, this year is going to be different. And I'm not even a Republican. I was like, guys, you got some work to do. Whew. There were some highlights. I got some good stories out of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. I went to a party there. They had a party at Future 42 had a party. They said it was kind of a private party. It's going to be in this suite there at the Quinault Casino. It was like, apparently there wasn't any security because the party there was nobody checking anybody to see if you're invited to the party. You're just packing more and more and more people in, more people. Yeah, then you get stuck in one corner. You can't move away from somebody. You're just sort of stuck there. You're trying to make your way over to the beer or something. And I was stuck in the corner with a container full of those pretzels that have peanut butter on the inside. You ever seen those? Anybody?
Yeah,
I love them.
They are delicious.
Until I had consumed about 14 pounds of them because I couldn't get away. And let's see. I ran out of music. And then we'll talk about Minneapolis. It looks like they're the two gasoline throwers, or as they say in Philadelphia, gasoline throwers. So you got Tim Walz, you got Jacob Fry, the mayor and the governor and mayor, and then you have from the Trump administration, also with their own supply of gasoline, because we're going to drill, baby, drill. They're throwing it all on the fire. And the fire consumes lives, right? That the nurse, and then of course Renee Good, and then all the other mayhem that goes on. It looks like they have decided that they're going to turn down the temperature, both sides. So that's good. So there's some progress here. This is right. That's the last thing we'd seen.
Yes.
But the president had met with Tim Walz. They had a conversation. They said it was very productive. And we'll see what happens next. Because the question is put from our friend over at Washington Gun Bill.
Washington Gun Law.
Yeah, gun law. He did a pretty good job of sort of laying it out. Is this authoritarianism we're seeing? Or the other side of it would be anarchists and anarchy. So is it one or the other, or is it a combination of the two? I think one pushes one way or the other. It's the laws of physics, right, with the equal and opposite reaction to energy forward. So you have push from the right, push from the left, and then you end up with just sort of a mob mentality occurring. And that's kind of where we see things at Minneapolis. But the good news is things are moving forward in a direction that might lead to some resolution, or at least to law. Imagine that, law, and then whatever order can look like. That's the thing they seem to be trying to compromise on. What is order? And then a museum in Vancouver. Would you want to send this museum? They're asking for personal failures, a display of personal failures. People are sending in wedding dresses, business ideas, anything that they had done in their life that ended up in failure. And failure is it's a perspective that you have at first, and then all of a sudden those are the lessons are learned after the failure occurs. So I don't know how they're going to display these things, but they are asking for anybody to send in anything regarding a personal failure, and they're asking people, encouraging people to move on from their failures. So All of that. Now, to the game. Let's see. Final play. I have to say that when you go to a game with my son, who can tell you what scheme it is and what play they're going to run, he's like, that's probably dagger right, 47 left, swing out, swipe, 43, hook, whatever. I'm like, whatever. Just, hey, give me another beer. So at one point, it was 1 minute, 57 seconds left on the clock. This guy, unfortunately, there was a couple of people over, goes, well, that's it. Game's over. We're going to the Super Bowl. And right turn, it's not over. It's not over. You don't understand. Matt Stafford, at any minute, this guy. I'm like, okay, everybody calm down. And then the one guy, what does that mean? What does it mean? He goes, it is not over. It is not over. You don't understand. So they're going to run the clock 30 seconds. They're going to get out of bounds. I was like, just, hey, don't knock over my beer. That was $33 worth of beer. You ready? Final play.
Shotgun snap to Stafford. 9 seconds left. Stafford looks, fires.
You understand? At this point, if the ball is caught, and this guy was threading the needle on all these passes, he has incredible abilities. 6'3". He was a pitcher, I think, in college or high school as well. Played in Detroit. Got eaten alive in Detroit because they just suck so bad. But now here he is in this system. And at any minute, they catch that ball, they run, get out in the open field. Boy, they're in field goal position, right? And then somehow, now they'd run out of timeouts, so they'd have to catch it, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Now they wouldn't let him out of bounds. And that's the smart heads-up play. You tackle them so they can't get out of bounds, but those guys are smart enough. Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds. They're in field goal position, like 3 seconds left, 2 seconds, or whatever. It's 1 second left.
I think they did need a touchdown, though. There was a 4-point difference.
Oh, that's right, 4-point. Oh, then we probably might have done this one.
Ball is caught. Puka Nacua slides out of bounds.
Yeah.
No! Clock keeps moving. Nacua on. We are going to the Super Bowl. Take your helmets off, players. They're breaking the glass next door. A completion to Puka Nacua. He can't get out of bounds. The Seahawks are on the field. The Rams are saying, wait a minute. There might be time. The flags are on the field.
Just confirming the runner was down inbounds. The game is now over. Seahawks win.
Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl. Can you believe it?
So decibel levels at one point, I don't know if it was the highest. I kept looking over to see how we were doing. We had 117 dBs, which is well above the 85 threshold for hearing loss.
They say,
the guy in front of me had earplugs in.
They say the highest was 138.
138?
Beastquake. Yeah, that's what the Beastquake.
That's that's Beastquake. Okay, so I saw 117. I don't know where that was. I just looking up occasionally. Yeah. 117 decibels is equivalent to a football stadium roar, a chainsaw, or a very loud sporting event. Okay, no kidding. That's what we experienced last night. And then they go on to explain all the damage that can be done to your ears at 117. It was. Oh, okay. So we beat a Taylor Swift concert. That's good. Yeah. Highest was 100. 120 is high energy moment. But, so a gunshot is, 140 to 175. I think we got anywhere near that. But, man, I'll tell you something. The 12s brought it. Yeah, it was wild. Wild. I thought Coach McDonald's comment when he was asked I think it was Bam Bam Cam Chancellor. Who was it that asked him a question whether or not, you had to come through the 49ers, you had to come through the Rams, and how hard is it coming? He said, we didn't care. Which is exactly the attitude.
Michael Strahan.
Strahan asked him that question, asking him to, good bite on it. Yeah. He's like, we didn't care, which is exactly right. That's McDonald's. Like, look, we're playing football. We don't care what they bring up against us. We're playing our football. So bring them on, whoever it is. So it was just one of these moments. It's like, you're watching Seattle history, right? And then you're thinking, okay, so the parade, if we win, don't want to jinx anything, we beat the parade. What's the temperature going to be like? It's going to be similar before where we were out there for 8 or 10 hours in the freezing cold and then sitting over the stadium and waiting for the players to come out. By the way, interesting sort of footnote. It was so unbelievably cold. The last time the Seahawks won, the players came out, but they were so cold when they went into the locker room to get fitted for their rings, their fingers had shrunk because of the cold. So they all had to get their rings, their Super Bowl rings, many of them had to get them refitted because their fingers had
shrunk up
because of the gold. And for the rest of everybody else, we didn't necessarily care. We sat there for like an hour and a half, and now here's Blue Thunder again. You're like, whatever, bring the players out. But we can't get ready for the Super Bowl yet because we haven't gotten there. But the Pats, certainly the game that everybody agreed last night going in, you could hear from everybody that this is the Super Bowl. These are the two best teams, the best offense, the best defense, and we saw it played out in front of us. And really a remarkable moment. Not only history for Seattle, but for my family. I come from an Irish Catholic family. My father was second generation. My grandfather comes over, and they were poor. And then my dad made money. But my father came from a poor sort of attitude, which is you don't spend any money on anything. We had a big, big house, but as my sister used to say, yes, we lived in a mansion, but it was ill-kept. Yeah, when the price of oil skyrocketed, my father had Wendell, who did all the work around the house, come in and basically close off a section of the house so that we wouldn't have to heat it with plywood. So we were well off, but we lived like we were poor because my father put sort of this idea of you don't waste money or spend money. So he was extremely thrifty, we'll put it that way. So nothing was spent on stuff. If you had a passion for something, by the time you sort of reached a certain age, if you had some passion, there was never any, hey, you really seem to be into skiing, or you're really into golf. Hey, we'll buy you some golf clubs. Or you're really into the saxophone. Here, you could buy a saxophone. To encourage the passion that you might have as a child, to encourage that would mean spending some money. So we lived, it was very strange because we lived with sort of this, we knew we had some money, but we didn't know how much it was, and we never had it sort of spent on us because my father also had this idea that you didn't want to spoil the kids. So when I had a chance to buy those tickets, which by the way were $2,000 a piece,
which is a deal, by the way.
Oh, okay, yes. And I was thinking, so I'm coming from this background of this, you don't spend the money, you don't waste the money, that stuff's foolish. But I thought I'm going to break away from that, and one part of me is like, damn, that's a lot of money. We just watch from home. Right?
No.
Yeah. So the tradition has been broken. There's Irish. I'm sure my grandfather sitting up in heaven like, what the hell? What are you doing? Wasting all that money?
Yeah, but what a moment.
Oh, my God. I asked Rye, I said, can you write something for me for my monologue? And he wrote back, I've been working on it now. I keep working on it. I had a few things, but they're all crappy. So I got nothing. Thank you. All right, here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Both directions of 405 already struggling. Let's start you in Kirkland, North 405 and Northeast 85th. We actually have two separate collisions in this same area, blocking both toll lanes and the far left general purpose lane. And your backup starts now at Southeast 8th and Bellevue, but it turns into a parking lot at 520. Bellevue to Linwood, you're pushing 50 minutes. That is double the norm. In Bellevue, southbound 405, just past Southeast 8th, a disabled vehicle blocks your right center lane, and you're backed up approaching the scene, and then it remains packed down at Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton, 20-25 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, we've got scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and the Ship Canal Bridge. Seattle to Federal Way, 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways at 40. And really everywhere else, we're seeing light volumes on the rest of our major routes right now. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, oh, I don't know. What do the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What do they do? They give you something to bring
bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in one day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. This might be the most surprising statistic I've shared in decades of doing local news. More than 75% of commuters will be involved in a car accident at some point. JP Pendergast of Pendergast Law with more.
What makes it more surprising? The average person will be involved in 3 to 4 collisions in their lifetime.
With accidents unbelievably prevalent, what are some safety tips if it happens to you?
Safety first. Secondary collisions are not uncommon while awaiting help. Turn on those hazards and remain in a safe place. If a bystander witnessed the accident, capture their information and encourage them to remain at the scene. Seek medical attention immediately if needed, as delaying can be a costly mistake. Lastly, remember that statements made to police and insurance adjusters can affect your case.
Collisions are more common than we'd like to think. If you find yourself in one, follow these helpful tips and then call my friends at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one's injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
PendergastLaw.com.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A controversial Border Patrol commander is expected to leave Minneapolis. This after a second deadly shooting this month involving federal agents in that city. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports Gregory Bovino has been relieved.
Bovino is departing Minneapolis imminently, as are many other CBP agents, and
Bovino at least has been relieved of his command in Minneapolis. He remains in charge of operations across the country.
Here in Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson says Immigration and Customs Enforcement is, in his words, totally out of control.
We are focused on preparing to the fullest extent possible for a similar escalation by ICE against our will here in Washington state.
Governor says he is not ruling out deploying the National Guard in response to federal immigration enforcement. In Minnesota, meanwhile, Governor Tim Walz says he had a productive phone call with President Trump today. CBS's Natalie Brand has more on that.
Governor Walz said the president agreed to look into reducing the number of federal agents in the state and work in a more coordinated way on immigration enforcement regarding violent criminals. Earlier this morning, the president announced he's sending border czar Tom Homan to Minnesota, saying Homan will report directly to him.
As the Seattle Seahawks were being crowned NFC champions last night, a local retailer was hard at work pumping out fresh merchandise to celebrate that win. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley speaks with the design team at Simply Seattle.
It's a great time to be a sports fan in Seattle, so football's having a moment.
Your Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl!
Just hours after the Seahawks clinched that title, these presses already fired up.
Today we're printing T-shirts for the Seahawks winning the NFC Championship game.
And he says this is just the beginning. In 2 weeks, they'll be right back here printing for the big win.
If you are looking to grab tickets for the Super Bowl, it is looking expensive. The lowest price ticket right around $6,000. Some of the best seats going for about $30,000 per ticket at Levi Stadium. 3:32 now. We head to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, in Kirkland, we're making progress clearing our collisions North 405 and Northeast 85th. We started with two separate collisions here. Now only the left toll lane is blocked, so this opens up a couple lanes. Bellevue to Linwood right now, though, is up to 55 minutes. That's double the norm. South 405 through Bellevue, just past Southeast 8th. We still have this stall blocking your right center lane. And this is in the middle of a backup now, starting closer to 520 and rolls down to Cold Creek Parkway, Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backup starting right at the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, of course, where we have Revive I-5 work. This has westbound 520 jammed up at Montlake. Otherwise, our lake bridges are wide open. South 5 into Seattle looks great. Just a little crowding in there in the U District in the downtown. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeways, a 40-minute commute. Tacoma to Olympia, all clear. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast now, looking at cloudy skies this afternoon, staying dry. Tomorrow, cloudy, highs in the low 50s. Rain returns on Wednesday. Right now, 45 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Thank you, Aaron. Home comfort alliance when it comes to heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. It's Home Comfort Alliance. Home Comfort Alliance. Alliance. Alliance.com. I was really trying to work with my diaphragm last night. Thank you. Okay, quiet, chat GPT. All right, here we go. This day in history show. It's a big day. 1788, the penal colony there in Britain's penal colony begins in Australia. They ship all the criminals over there to Australia.
Criminals and liars.
Here they all are. Good company. 1856, the Battle of Seattle takes place. In 1970, POWs spend the 2000th day in captivity. Dukes of Hazzard premieres. It was 1979? I thought it was earlier than that. Nope. The Duke, they're doing the slide across the front there, the car.
The old General Lee.
Yeah. You knew they'd always get out of the trouble, whatever trouble they were in.
Oh, Boss Hogg couldn't catch them.
You never catch them. Come on, Boss.
Flash the Basset Hound. Oof.
Obviously, you watched.
No, actually, I didn't.
1980, the U.S. Olympic Committee votes against the Moscow Games. Wow. Oprah Winfrey confronts James Fry over his lying, Joe.
Oh, liar. Wow.
Okay, here's a question for you. What's the name of the book?
I got it.
What was it? Well, let's see if anybody else gets it. Well, nope, you're going to yield. You're going to go.
What was the question?
See?
James Fry wrote a book, And then it was the #1 bestseller. Oprah said, everybody has to read this. Everybody gets a car. And then she has him back on again, and he admits to lying.
I don't remember the title, but I remember, wasn't it about kids?
Go in.
A Million Little Pieces.
There you go.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was lying in order to protect a whole bunch of people.
A guy
Sometimes people lie to protect people.
That's true. Sometimes people just have their whole worldview shattered when a lie is unveiled. So Matt, a guy I used to work with, he went to college with James Frey, and they knew each other.
Really?
Yeah, James used to buy pot for Matt's roommate.
My, oh my.
And he confirmed that it was just a whole ton of exaggeration. Maybe not lies, but a lot of exaggeration.
And I think the other guy that sort of followed in the same footsteps with a book about a cup of tea. Remember that one?
No.
Yeah, look that one up. That was another one. Like, how much is that real? Oprah didn't like being fooled by the guy, so she had him on in 2006. Let's go with the Battle of Seattle. So here's what happened. There was a treaty that was written in 1855. It's called the Treaty of Port Elliot. And you had 3 different tribes that would be included in this. It would also include about more than 1 million acres. So the United States comes in with the treaty and says, we're going to get 1 million acres. It's going to be fishing. Don't worry. We're going to give you a little section over here. You can fish and you can hunt, do whatever you want over here. So the 3 tribes are like, well, how is it going to work out for me? So a bunch of problems. The reason it fell apart. One, there was a language barrier that some members of the tribe didn't want to sign the thing. Others did. And it caused even more of a rift between the tribes. And the United States ended up making a bunch of promises. Imagine this, that they broke, mismanaged, never delivered on. So about a year later, the tribes are like, hey, we're getting screwed on this thing. This is not working out for us. And then different tribes went after settlers or to Seattle folks that were living there in Seattle. And there was destruction of property. There were some fires. But people knew that it was coming. They had heard from, I think, the Duwamish tribe, who had sort of sided with the Americans on this thing in order to kind of, box out their rivals. They got tipped off. The Seattleites did anyway. The new Seattleites that were there. So they got ready. There were cannons. I think the number of Americans were, 2 killed, and I think on the other side, maybe like 28, 2 to 28 if you're keeping score, unfortunately. But it was because of the treaty signed in 1855. And then when things weren't delivered the way they thought it would be delivered, that's when they were pushing back on the whole thing, which didn't work out well for the different tribes that were involved in the skirmishes. We'll call them skirmishes. Part of the problem was the United States comes in with sort of a European-American idea of the way these contracts are supposed to work. And culturally, the tribes didn't necessarily have boundaries that were designed and written out. So if you're promising, okay, we're going to take 1 million acres, we're going to get it from this tribe and that tribe and this tribe, there were no clear border lines between the tribes. They all sort of either competed against one another or stole from one another. So they didn't exactly have a system in place. And then all of a sudden the contract comes in, okay, we're going to take this section and this section and this section. Did you agree to this and this and this? Some of the leaders signed, others didn't. And the leaders thought, well, if I don't sign it, then our tribe's not involved. Well, that didn't work, so that's where the confusion and the rest of it goes. So that was the 1856, the Battle of Seattle, they're calling
Something
it.
Interesting from the Wikipedia.
Yes.
One of the chiefs involved, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but the nickname was Curly. What? With an E.
With an E and everything.
Yeah.
Really?
The chief's
from
name
the
is
Irish tribe, the Galway tribe that didn't want to spend any money on their kids.
I'll just spell the name because I don't want to butcher it. It's Sucquardle.
That is
also known as Curly.
That's the traditional spelling of our name. Maybe I got like 1/16 Cherokee or something like that.
I got 1/16 Cherokee.
Hey, look at us. We got that. We're like blood brothers. Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I don't have any of that.
Really?
I just old Irish. Okay. Any other questions on any of that? Oh, and then Kobe Bryant's helicopter crashing in 2020. Man, that was awful. The stories behind that one about they shouldn't have taken off, they did take off, and then some people say we're going to go anyway. And even though I keep in the pilot's position on whether we should fly with the amount of fog that they had in place, tragedy.
That was a tough one.
Awful. All right, coming up, Ryan's going to join us at 4 for the breakdown of the game. Talk about that. Plus, probably one of the smartest calls that Sean McVay made was right after Woolen had taunted the other side and the 15 yards. And Ryan said to me before they came out, he says, I'll bet you anything the next play will be in the end zone against Woolen.
I thought it was over at that point.
Really? That's the way you felt?
That's the way I felt.
Some people don't quit, Joe. When a little bit of adversity happens or they learn something for the first time, they don't just all of a sudden start feeling sorry for themselves.
What you couldn't see at the 50-yard line, 13 rows back, that we could see on TV is the body language on the sidelines. And it was awful after that penalty.
Was it? So I think it was Eman Worry, right?
Yes.
He was the one that went over and yelled at him.
Yeah, he was screaming.
And then I forget who the guy that was sort of moved him away as far away as possible.
I don't recall who that player was either. But even 10 minutes later, game time, the body language on the Rams side and the body language on the Seahawks side was so drastically different.
You mean something like this?
It's gonna get rough. I like to ram it, as you can see. Nobody likes ramming any more than that.
Ram it.
Seahawks rammed it. Seahawks rammed it. We rammed it all night. Ram it.
This limousine winning my moves are like dreams. They call me the demon on special teams. I know how to rock it from the toes to the head. When I pull the trigger, I'll knock you dead. Hey!
Ram it. Seahawks rammed it. They rammed it. By the way, I didn't see any Rams fans at the game. Did you see anyone?
Not that I can recall.
Even on the other side, we're looking around like, hey, were any jerseys? No jerseys?
I guess their no selling the tickets mandate helped.
I don't know what it was. Maybe they just wanted to spend the money. Should have been there. That was the game. That was the game. All right. Here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
Hey, John. This one brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio App. In Kirkland, we're all clear. North 405 and Northeast 85th following two separate collisions. Bellevue to Linwood, still 50 minutes as we're going to try to, it's going to take a while for these backups to clear out. You've got a half-hour delay right now. You're left with a thick backup from Southeast 8th and Bellevue to Northeast 60th. But once you get through this, 405 opens up for you, and you're wide open all the way to Alderwood. South 405 and Bellevue, they just cleared our earlier stall at Southeast 8th, and that backup starts near Northeast 8th, go to Cold Creek, and that'll start to thin out now. Bellevue to Renton right now is at 25 minutes. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backups between the West Seattle Bridge and the Ship Canal Bridge, and this has westbound 520 packed at Montlake. Otherwise, the lake bridges are wide open. Seattle and Bellevue to Everett also wide open. South 5 into Seattle looking great. Just a little crowding in the U District in the downtown. Seattle to Fred Way is just 25 minutes, and that's kind of the outlook right now across the map. Really light volumes out there. Text app to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
I was doing a little bit of publicity for Dr. Mark Wagner yesterday, sitting next to this guy, and he said, hey, I heard about your hip. How's that working out for you? I said, oh, yeah, you got to get stem cell? He said, I got a bad shoulder. Thinking about getting surgery. I said, woo, hoo, hoo, hoo. I basically did a commercial right there in his face. I'm like, look. If you got a bad wrist, shoulder, elbow, knee, whatever it is, you ever said bone on bone, ever said that in your life, and you're facing surgery, you owe it to yourself to get those x-rays, those MRIs, whatever you got, and get over to Dr. Mark Wagner at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, because the good doctor, Dr. Mark Wagner, has done 20,000 stem cell procedures right there. It's a 90-minute outpatient procedure. I went to work the same day right after it. And I can tell you, I had a really bad hip. I was looking at surgery, get a brand new hip, no way, no how. It's been about 11 or 12 weeks now. I feel great. No more pain when I try to sleep. No more pain when I get out of the car. No more pain. And this is just going to get better and better. I talked to Dr. Mark Wagner the other day. He goes, oh, you wait and see. A year from now, you're going to feel 100%. If you've got a bad shoulder, elbow, wrist, knee, whatever it is, you owe it to yourself to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. That's drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
I know your child really wants a super cool e-bike. All the other kids in the neighborhood have one. But you might not realize that the e-bike you're buying your kid is really more like a motorcycle. The Washington legislature is now considering reining in some of these e-bikes/motorcycles. The changes could really impact what's available and what your kid might be able to ride. That's tomorrow's Choke Point on Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Veterans, the new year's a good time to re-examine finances. If you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may have a solution.
Many veterans are sitting on a lot of home equity, and even with a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is with today's lower VA loan rates, you can do a VA cash-out refinance and pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one VA client saved more than $1,200 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or an experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust. From Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. 425-649-6000.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
The Tacoma Home and Garden Show, presented by Puyallup Chocolates, January 29th through February 1st at the Tacoma Dome. For info and discount tickets, go to tacomahomeandgardenshow.com.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
I slept in a lot of different rooms, different beds, but none of them really felt like mine. I spent 14 years in foster care, mostly in group homes. And I never had much stuff because I always had to be ready to move. Why get things if you just have to let them go?
There are more than 100,000 children in foster care waiting to be adopted. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is working to help find them a forever family and a permanent home of their own.
Now I have my own room with walls that tell my story. I love hanging out in here. I play dress up with my sisters and I sing and make videos. But the best part, knowing I'll always have a place to go and a family that loves and supports me.
If you have room in your home or your heart, see how you can help at davethomasfoundation.org.
Texting in. You can text in to
yes
Is it the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line?
That's right.
Oh, all right. Got a sponsor. Making some money. Get a little bit of green coming your way, Joe. Stop your crying. What? Bagatini? Keep you in booze. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 1-888-973-5476. All are welcome at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. There we go, huh?
It's been a while.
A little money in the bank right there. There you go. Thank you.
Got the Wilcox wheel back this week?
Unfortunately, no. I know.
Ouch. All right, somebody just texted in saying Steve Ballmer bought up all the Seahawks tickets so that the Ram fans couldn't be there. Joe, true or false? False. Can't verify the source, although it's being spread wildly on Facebook. Imagine that. Here's the headline is that Steve Ballmer was... reports indicate that former Microsoft CEO and LA Clipper owner Steve Ballmer purchased all remaining tickets for the 2026 Seahawks playoff game, causing the tickets availability for the opposing fans to disappear. And then apparently, according to the story, he, being the wealthiest sports team owner, he then was going to give them all out to loyal fan base and to poor people that couldn't afford the tickets. It's a nice story. Context and impact, the background, but like, really?
No.
No, not true, right?
Fake news.
Okay. See that? See how fast that stuff spreads around there? Not happening. So, Steve, why they didn't buy them? Maybe they were there. Maybe we didn't see them. I saw a couple of people coming in with Ram stuff on, but it wasn't like we had with the 49ers.
No, not even close.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's... But, hey, it would have been nice to be able to scream across the field at some of them.
How was you often complain about the fandom in the lower bowl. People not standing enough, not screaming enough.
It was like church. We would sit down for the TV timeout. If you watch, the guy with the orange gloves, the mittens, you ever seen the guy with the orange mittens?
I think so.
When he steps out, that means there's a TV timeout.
Oh, gotcha.
So he stands next to the guy with the headset on. They're just like, blah, 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 selling beer, selling chips and stuff for the people there. So we would all sit. And then as soon as that guy with the orange glove gets on the field, we're like, okay, let's get back up. Come on, people, let's get back up. Screaming, and they're in the huddle, and it's like a church. You could hear a pin drop on offense. Perfect, right?
Yeah.
And then Rams go into the huddle. Screaming starts. Then they come out. Intensifies. And everybody was yelling, except for the two guys that left to me, but I kind of gave them a break because they were a little older, and it really wears you out.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I was screaming excellent for all of them. Yeah, no, everybody was up. There was nobody was sitting. Because if you sat, you wouldn't see a thing.
Right.
Everybody was standing. Everyone. Turning around and high-fiving everybody after plays. It was just great. And it was also nice to see, unlike in Philadelphia, where after they had won heading to the Super Bowl, there were, I think, 8 people were hurt when a car ran into a crowd. There were 8 or 9 police officers that were assaulted. There were a couple of people shot. There was guns being fired off. So it looks like Starbucks window was broken. There was some graffiti. I don't know if that was necessarily Seahawks fans, but just generally people were not out there just, punching one another.
Good.
As normally in the Philadelphia way. So nice to see. Everybody was just, having a great time.
But behaving themselves.
I talked to a guy, because afterwards we went to the Shack Burger, whatever the place is called. Sat next to this guy who had flown in. Get this. He's in Austin. He didn't like the weather. It was really cold. It was raining. It was snowing there. Austin was extremely cold because of the snow. He just said, I'm going to fly to Seattle. I'm going to buy a ticket. He didn't even have a ticket. He shows up. He said, most amount you would have spent? I probably would have gone $3,000. He spent $1,200, sat in the Hawks nest, and had never been to a Seahawks game before. And he was like, wow, you guys are so polite. Everybody's so nice.
Yeah.
Not that he was cheering for the Rams, but it's just generally, it was such a welcoming environment. People just seemed to be just so into the game. You didn't get that kind of weird animosity and anger and hostile stuff. So it was really fun.
Good for Seattle.
All right, big debate coming up between my son and his cousin, who is probably I'm going to say a bigger football fan than my son.
Wow.
Wow, that's a tease.
Yeah.
He's not a Seahawks fan.
I don't think he knows as much as right. All right. Plus,
who does?
I know. It's spooky. All right, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, Bellevue to Everett, just 45 minutes, 35 to Linwood now as we're quickly recovering from our earlier collisions in Kirkland that have cleared. Seattle to Everett, ditto, 45 minutes to Everett, 35 to Linwood. That drive through Everett, once you get there, wide open in both directions. Bellevue, South 405, we're heavy in South Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton, 20, 25 minutes max. North 5 in Seattle, probably our biggest backup on the map right now, and that's between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. You get a little breather there through downtown. Otherwise, it's looking really good through Seattle. South 5, you're looking great. A little crowding in the U District. Out in the Ballard Bridge, though, we've got a new blocking issue. It's southbound at the north end of the bridge, blocking the right lane. Outside of that, it looks great. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
With Guardian Roofing Gutters and Insulation, maintenance is the key to a long-lasting roof. Need an inspection, repair, restoration, moss removal, or just a cleanup? Call us today. Our first-time customers can save $99. Visit us at guardianroofing.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55, but unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that experts recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
The G and Ursula Show.
There's two types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube.
File your taxes for free with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. File on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Valid for those who didn't file with TurboTax last year.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM, and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. The Department of Homeland Security claims that when agents tried to disarm Alex Preddy on Saturday, as he filmed them, he violently resisted. Video from the moment appears to contradict those claims. Preddy was shot to death. After a call with President Trump, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says an unspecified number of federal immigration agents, will leave the city beginning tomorrow. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Now we have Tom Homan, who is extensively known as the White House border czar, going into Minneapolis to not only oversee operations when it comes to those ongoing immigration operations, but then the broader Trump administration goal of rooting out alleged fraud in blue states, beginning with Minnesota.
CBS's Camila Montoya Galvez reports.
Some officials at the Department of Homeland Security, including ICE and Border Patrol, are growing increasingly concerned about some of the allegations and comments that Secretary Kristi Noem of DHS and other top Trump administration officials have made in relation to the shooting of Alex over the weekend.
The storm, blamed for at least 19 deaths in several states, has been moving off the northeast coast. The southern plains is still frozen, and in Blythewood, South Carolina, this midwife had to take a chance when a client went into labor.
Navigating these roads have been pretty crazy. My car was covered in ice, so it took me a while to even get out of the house, and just coming down the road has been pretty slick.
CBS's Jason Allen in Oklahoma.
3 inches of ice and snow all packed down, so that makes travel very difficult. The impact it has on cities here like Oklahoma City and is further to the south in Texas, a lot of stuff is still just shut down, right? Schools are closed, offices are closed.
The University of Mississippi has canceled classes this week due to ice and power outages. Health officials say major data gaps in CDC measles surveillance are hampering the response to the largest U.S. outbreak in more than 30 years. CBS News medical contributor Dr. Celine Gounder.
Imagine trying to stop a measles outbreak, but the data that tells you who's vaccinated and who's not is months out of date. That's the situation researchers uncovered when they reviewed CDC data in 2025. A team led by Professor Janet Freelich, a law professor at Boston University, audited the CDC's public data catalog.
Looking for a cool job? The British Antarctic Survey is looking for people to help keep their research stations running. No science degree required. Rothera Deputy Station Operations Manager Mike Bryan.
We need chefs, we need vehicle operators, we need boat handlers, we need mountaineers to help people move around safely, we need plumbers, we need joiners, we need builders.
This is CBS News.
Real crimes, real justice. Follow and listen to 48 Hours on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Seattle police at the lookout for 2 stabbing suspects. That's one story coming up after Nate Connors at the real-time traffic desk.
Alrighty, it's Monday Light Drive so far. This is brought to you by Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Our biggest backup is right here in Seattle, North 5. It's pretty solid now before the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal where road work continues to block 2 left lanes. 35 minutes to make it through downtown right now. South 5 looks good. Just stop and go between the Ship Canal Bridge and I-90. Linwood to Seattle, less than 20 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood is a half-hour drive. Stop and go between Bellevue and Canyon Park. Seattle to Linwood has climbed to 40 minutes. Getting kind of thick there in Shoreline into Linwood. South 405 in Bellevue, heavy volumes from South Bellevue to Cold Creek Parkway. And then you're going to clear out pretty quickly. Bellevue to Renton, right around 25 minutes. And looks like we cleared our blocking issue on the Ballard Bridge, South 5 at the north end. All lanes are back open. Serving the Pacific Northwest for over 30 years with hundreds of 5-star reviews, 1-800-DUIAWAY.com. KIRO Newsradio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seahawks fans all across the Northwest riding high today.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Back to the Super Bowl for the fourth time in Seahawks franchise history. Next stop for the Hawks is Santa Clara, California, for a face-off with the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Redmond police now searching for a suspect after a woman was stabbed multiple times on Saturday morning. KIRO News Radio's James Lynch has details.
The 50-year-old woman told police she was walking on the Bear Creek Trail near Redmond Town Center when she was attacked. The woman says she didn't know the man, and police are still trying to figure out why. Here's Redmond Police Chief Daryl Lowe.
Investigators continue to canvass the area for video or any potential witnesses that may have seen or heard anything.
The suspect, described as a white or Asian man about 5'9" with a slim build, he was last seen wearing a green hoodie or jacket, blue jeans, and a black cap. If you see him, call 911. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police are out with new surveillance images of two men they believe stabbed another man to death last June in Seattle's University District. Detective Brian Pritchard says the attack happened around 4 in the morning near Northeast 50th Street and University Way.
He managed to flee his attackers, but could only make it a half a block before collapsing.
Pritchard says one of those suspects wore a gold emblem necklace. The other was riding a dark bicycle. Photos are posted at mynorthwest.com. Former King County Sheriff is refuting the federal government's version of what happened on Saturday when a Border Patrol agent shot and killed a man in Minneapolis.
The Department of Homeland Security says federal officers fired defensive shots after a man with a handgun allegedly approached them and violently resisted when officers tried to disarm him. But former King County Sheriff John Urquhart tells G and Ursula video of the incident shows that Alex Preddy had already been disarmed when an officer opened fire.
You cannot do that. They can only shoot them if there is a clear and present threat.
Urquhart calls on the public to put politics aside and judge what happened based on the evidence alone. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Now to your weather updates. Mostly cloudy skies right now. More clouds for tomorrow. Rain returns on Wednesday. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KOZI. Good morning to everybody. It's currently 9 o'clock in the morning. And let's go to the phone lines for our first caller. Line 1, how you doing this morning?
Whatever it is, it's not right on a teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
Okay.
I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Gotcha.
We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Good.
Here we go with the John Curley Show over here. The Montgomery Casino Resort text line is wide open. 1-888-973-5476. Come on in, David, in the news. There we go. Without further delay.
Talking sports with Rye.
Right, Roller, how you feeling? How's the voice?
It's a little hoarse, but I don't want to hear Bill O'Reilly, and I don't want to hear my second cup. I want just play the prediction. Just play the prediction from Friday.
Oh. Do we have it?
No, we should have pulled it.
Oh, you suck, Joe.
The amount of times, if I get one wrong, I'm beat over the head with it to open this segment.
We'll find it before this segment's over.
Yes. Okay. You felt pretty good about it because as the final seconds tick down, you turned to me and goes, "We'll be 1 point off on it."
Yeah, 31-28 was what I said. Yeah.
You said 31-27, and I think it was 31-28.
Ended up being.
Yeah.
No. It was 27.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to say something really nice about me buying the tickets and taking you to the game.
Oh, well, yeah. It's just I told you on our walk in to the stadium. I said, how often in life can you truly say there's nowhere else I'd rather be? You know, no matter how great things are, it's always, well, I could be on a beach, somewhere. I could be doing that. That was a moment where it was just, there's nowhere else. And it was a perfect day. And it was just the camaraderie. I don't know. I was trying to think of a great way to say it, and I couldn't really do it. But my relationship with the Seahawks, it's not about the football team, and it's not about the team players and if we win games and lose games. There's a really direct and a really potent tie between my life and the Seahawks, and it all sort of ties back to memories with you, Dad. 2012, we lose to the Falcons. I'm learning about despair and failure and patience through the lens of a football team. 2013, the jubilation and the excitement, crying and hugging publicly in downtown Seattle as we go into that stadium, And I've always looked at the Seahawks as an extension of myself. That's why I can't not care. I don't care if they go 0-17. It's like, it's my life. The Seahawks control my well-being in a lot of ways. Sounds pathetic, but it's the truth. So I don't know. It's so being able to go there, and it really did feel. I felt like I was back in fourth grade with you, like that energy. Like like Christmas when you're growing up is so special.
Yeah.
And then you get older, and it kind of loses that nostalgic, twist. And it's like. It's the same, but it's different. And it was like yesterday, it was that Christmas morning again. I was all taken back. The energy in the crowd, being there with you, hugging it out, celebrating. It was wonderful.
Quick, in 1 minute, here's how you became a fan. I'm coming out of an event with Todd Lewicki. He says to me, have you been to a Seahawks game? I said, no, I haven't been to any. You don't care about football? I said, no, I have season tickets to the Storm. To go to all the Storm games, sit down front, love it, take the kids. It's great. Why? I said, because the Storm cares that I'm there. I said, you ever been to a game? And Lewicki said, I haven't. I said, go to a game and you see the way the players and the organization treat the fans. If I could see that at a Seahawks game, I'd be there at every single game. So he goes to the Storm game, comes back, says, I see what you mean. And then about 3 days later, we get a gift in the mail, and it's a little box that has a little helmet in it. I don't know who signed it. And we had these tickets, and it was to be invited to the Seahawks suite. Please bring Rye. And we walk in. Rye, wasn't that crazy? We walked in there where they had all that.
It is.
There it is, right. So we go to it. We're on the field. Lewicki lets Rye come over and pet the hawk. And I said, Rye, let me tell you something right now. This is a gift from God, or Todd Lewicki. Very similar connections. This will never happen again. Never, ever. So take it in. And what happened, Rye?
We went back the next week. We got another box in the mail on Monday.
And then we go back in and go this is never going to happen again. And we go back in the same thing. And then at that point, Rye was like, I'm a fan for life. It worked. It all happened. Here's Rye's prediction from last week.
Seahawks win. I think it'll be high scoring again. 31-28. I'll see you in Santa Clara.
Oh. All right, just
on the biggest of stage.
Yes. Are you ready? Are you ready to take on your cousin?
Yeah.
He's a fan of fans. He is as nutty as you are. There he is. There's Matt.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, sir.
Matt.
Hello. Yeah, Matt. Who's Matt?
Sorry, Will.
Oh, off to a bad start
that's the other cousin. All right. You're equally insane when it comes to football. Rye, I'll have you an opportunity to let Will know why the Patriots will lose this particular game.
Look, it's over. We did it. We climbed the mountain yesterday. And this isn't for shock value. We did it. All we had to do was win that game. We did. We could pop the champagne now. We could throw a parade this week. And then we fly down to Santa Clara, play this very insignificant game that has a foregone conclusion, and it's over. The Patriots, and I don't want to disparage them. I have really nothing against them. In fact, what Vrabel has done and that front office has done, flipping and turning this plane around in 1 year, the roster turnover and with the lack of talent, is really impressive what they're able to do. But they have lied on this resume and backdoored their way into a job. And first day of work is in 2 weeks on Sunday, and they're going to be brought back to reality here because the Sun Belt schedule is over, and it's time to play some real football.
Will, are you going to let your cousin talk to you like that? I can't imagine.
I think you kind of made part of my argument for me there, Rye. Exactly why you will lose this game is because you, the fans, everyone on that team thinks you've already climbed the mountain.
Ooh.
That amount of confidence. What I've learned from witnessing 9 Super Bowls, I get it. This is still kind of a novelty from you, but what I've learned, 9 Super Bowls, 6 wins. I remember the losses even more so. All the games that they lost, I was probably out of the 9. Repeat 9 that I've witnessed. the 3 that the Patriots have lost were easily the ones I felt the most confident about. I agree that on paper, this should be a cakewalk. Like, it absolutely should, but it's a winner-take-all game. If you still trust Sam Darnold, and all it's going to come down to, if you can't get a Shaheed special teams touchdown, some pick sixes or some turnovers, if it's coming down to a one-score game and you've got to trust Sam Darnold or Drake May to make a throw, I'm still not sold on Darnold. I don't think anyone is. And you better hope that it comes out, they get out to a very quick lead, because if it's a one-score game, I think you'll be out-coached. You'll be fully out-physical. You're overlooking the team completely. The defense is as good, if not better, than your vaulted Seahawks defense, which I give credit for. But if it's a one-score game, anything can happen. And the fact that you're feeling so confident and the Pats have all of this voodoo and destiny on their side is exactly why the Seahawks will lose.
I'm not interested in Rudy Rudiger and this fairy tale story of the underdog. And by the way, in those 9 Super Bowls, if we're going to go historical, and of course the Patriots are going to, boast about that all week, as they should. They've earned the right. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Okay, the only similarity now is the jerseys and the logo. And the Sam Darnold thing is just like the narrative ball. Everybody just keeps trying to put him in a box. He's not a good quarterback. He's a bust. Okay. Then he wins 14 games and throws for 4,500 yards last year. Well, can't win the big one. He sucks in the playoffs. Well, he just threw for 350 yards against a really good team that he threw 4 picks against earlier this year. I think Sam Darnold has answered all the questions, and we did that last night, not in spite. It wasn't like, the run game was great and our defense was good. Sam Darnold just had to be a game manager, something Patriots fans are aware of with their quarterback. This is... it came down to the right arm of Sam Darnold, and he was lovely. So, I don't know. I think the Patriots are 1 year, and you've heard this, they're 1 year ahead of schedule, maybe 2 years ahead of schedule. And they are in deep water and a little in over their skis right now. And it's a mismatch. It really is.
You don't want to play the team that has nothing to lose. Exactly what you said, totally ahead of schedule, playing with house money. The matchup, the defenses the Seahawks have faced, the Niners, you want to talk about Sun Belt? That was a Sun Belt conference defense. The Rams defense has been exposed the last quarter or third of the year. It wasn't a tough defense at all. You have a shutdown corner that is absolutely going to lock down JSN. Outside of JSN, I have a question. Is Charbonnet going to play? What's his injury status?
No.
Is he done?
He's out.
You got one running back against when Milton Williams and Christian Gonzalez play, Patriots are 17-0. The matchup's just not that good. And the fact that you also brought up Darnold still has those 4 interception games in him. If anyone can scheme up perfectly against him, it's going to be Vrabel. I just don't think the matchup is good. And the fact that there's this much confidence, 10 out of 10 of the ESPN reporters last night that did the staff preview all picked the Seahawks. When has that ever been correct? There's such bad voodoo on the Seahawks right now, and you're overlooking them, and your trust in Darnold, I think, is totally misplaced.
Will, for everybody to have some idea of what kind of fan you are, can you explain some of the damage that was done on those rare occasions when the Patriots would lose?
I've taken it as hard as anyone, including Rye. I think I was lucky enough to experience all of those 9 Super Bowls at the prime of my fanhood. 2007 as a 12-year-old, had all my friends over for the Super Bowl, which I thought was as big of a lock as Rye is talking about this Seahawks-Pats Super Bowl. 18-0 Patriots, wildcard Giants, had everyone over. They proceed to lose. Before it goes to 0, I run outside of my house, hide behind a tree at the end of my driveway, and fully run away from my own party and wait till everyone leaves. The second Giants Super Bowl, I bashed some cabinets. The Eagles Super Bowl, I was lucky enough to be there and just had to weep my way through the streets of Minnesota and below 0 weather. So I have the experience. I know when an upset is brewing because it's happened to the Patriots a number of times. And I think some of the narratives got to change these next 2 weeks, or these Seahawks players are going to come out flat and they're going to get exposed.
Are you getting ready to wrap your hands? I know you told me that when you used to punch cabinets and break things, you started to learn how to wrap your hands up in rags before punching walls.
That was what always upset my parents, that I would have the presence of mind to stop and at least wrap my own hands before I would bash the cabinets, to, of course, shield myself from any injury. So they argue that if I had that moment to think to wrap my hands, I probably should have talked myself out of it altogether. But Rise, it's not as simple.
But I'm going to play this and watch what happens to Rye.
Down. Oh my word.
Here it is. Rye, do you remember what happened next?
I wasn't going to bring that up because I'm good. I'm a good family member. But if you want to go down that, I'm going to hear your thoughts.
What happened?
Well, here's what I will say. You want to talk about, destinies and narratives, and the Seahawks have the opportunity to avenge this, and I cannot escape that play. I mean, I might just have to get off social media. For the past 10 years, I can't go a week without seeing that stupid thing. Greatest sports moments of all time, and they put some fancy music behind it. There, that play. It's always there, right? And Richard Sherman, starting to cry on the sideline. So we have a chance to avenge that. Not only beating two of our biggest rivals in the playoffs, which is great. That's great bar fodder for years to come when you run into one of those fans. But also a chance to reverse the script and avenge the worst loss almost any team has ever, the worst outcome of a play any team has ever succumbed. Plus, if you want to talk from the analytical side, if you were to take the best 30 players in this Super Bowl, how many of them would be Seahawks? How many of them would be Patriots? I get there's certain things you can sort of cherry pick as far as matchups goes. And Christian Gonzalez is a great corner. And I think, Jackson Smith-Njigba will have his hands full. But if you were to take the best 30 players, just roster top to bottom, I think that the Seahawks are loaded in comparison to the Niners. And the Rams are loaded, or not Niners, Patriots.
Yeah.
So I think the Seahawks have a distinct advantage, and they also have, as bloviating and boastful as we're being, I also think they have some team of destiny vibes as well, as I know the Patriots are going to lean on that. Patriot fans, that I doubt their players care.
Will, I know you have a great imagination, and this family has intense competition on both sides. Do you care to have some sort of wager that would involve some type of embarrassment to be happening in Ocean Shores, New Jersey, during the summer, depending on who wins and who loses? If you can come up with something like that, maybe not on the spot, but just think about how, and both of you would have to subject yourself to the humiliation if it doesn't go your way. Okay? Will you do something like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, right. We can discuss offline what the proper punishment will be. We got to make it a good one.
It must be evil. All right, finally, here we go. Predictions. Here we go, Rye. I'll let Will go first.
I think it's going to come down to this one possession game. I think it's going to be Darnold with a goal line possession to be able to win, to put them ahead at the end. And I think it's going to end in similar heartbreak. I don't know if it's an interception at the goal line. I don't know if it's a fourth down turnover, but I think it's going to be Pats 21-17. It's going to be low scoring. Drake's going to hold on to the ball, make the throws he needs to do, and Darnold won't get it done.
Could you imagine? I might just have to quit at that point.
Yeah.
If that's what happens. No, it's 42-12. It's not going to be close.
Oh my God.
This is a blowout. We haven't even talked about like the Patriots. I get it was like a snowstorm, which by the way was very convenient. As soon as they take the lead, God opens the heavens up and shuts the game off. But
you think he's going to stop at the AFC Championship game? You don't think he's going to be in Santa Clara doing the same things?
The Patriots. The Seahawks almost had more penalty yards than the Patriots had passing yards yesterday. They're going to be outmatched. They'll be a great team, and we will probably have these discussions for years to come.
Okay, here comes Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
I wanted to hear the end of this. All right, Seattle Sports has our update. North 5, we're solid from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge, with 2 left lanes, of course, are blocked for road work. And this has westbound 520 jammed up approaching Montlake. South 5 continues to look good this afternoon. Just a little crowding from Lake City Way to I-90, nothing heavy. Bellevue to Linwood, we're back up to 50 minutes thanks to a new collision collision in Bothell at 160th that was just cleared moments ago, and that backup starts at Northeast 85th and Kirkland, but you'll begin to slow at 520. Seattle to Linwood, 40 minutes. Bellevue to Renton, 25. Seattle to Federal Way, just a half-hour drive. Renton to Puyallup, 35 minutes on the Valley Freeway. Tacoma to Olympia is at 40 minutes. Now, you're crowded through South Tacoma, and then got a short 2-mile backup in JBLM. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
I know your child really wants a super cool e-bike. All the other kids in the neighborhood have one. But you might not realize that the e-bike you're buying your kid is really more like a motorcycle. The Washington legislature is now considering reining in some of these e-bikes/motorcycles. The changes could really impact what's available and what your kid might be able to ride. That's tomorrow's Choke Point on Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
It's clogged again.
Your drain?
Just had it cleared.
You didn't call Apollo Plumbing.
How can you tell?
Because your drain's clogged again.
So frustrating.
We can clear that drain.
That's what the last guy said.
We'll clear it, guaranteed.
He said that too.
Apollo Plumbing will clear your drain, or it's free.
Wait, what?
Apollo Plumbing clears your drain.
Or it's free?
Yep.
What's the catch?
No catch.
Fine print?
Apollo Plumbing clears your main drain for $83.
$83, or it's free?
And we'll even give you a camera inspection.
Because?
It's the best way to find what's causing your clog.
But that's extra.
Nope. Included.
No extra charge?
Not 1 cent.
$83, or it's free.
All it takes is an accessible outside cleanout.
And an Apollo plumber.
No clog is safe from Apollo Plumbing.
And just like that, my main drain is...
draining again.
How can you...
Apollo plumbers are that good.
$83, or it's free.
You call, we come.
My drain's draining again.
Guaranteed.
$83, or it's free.
As it should be.
Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Hewitt here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got 3 options. Number 1, sell your home. 2, get a HELOC or refinance. Or 3, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I was able to achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You'll feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. I'm surprised and relieved every time I look in the mirror. You need to know what that feels like. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I would trust more than Advanced Hair Restoration. I experienced their exceptional standard of care firsthand. Your comfort and your results are the top priority of the entire Advanced Hair team. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185.
$21.85. Discover what meeting your resolutions could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Washington's governor and attorney general are putting the Trump administration on notice. AG Nick Brown and Governor Ferguson saying they are prepared to take legal action if ICE violates the rights of Washington residents.
ICE is, to be blunt, completely and totally out of control. To say that I'm angry is not the right word. I don't have the right word for how I feel about it.
That was Ferguson this morning condemning that shooting death of an ICU nurse in Minneapolis over the weekend. Governor says he met with the head of the Washington National Guard to discuss potential scenarios here. In the U.S. Senate, meantime, Democrats are pledging to block government funding if it includes money for the Department of Homeland Security. CBS's Nicole Killian says it could all lead to yet another government shutdown.
Like the last shutdown, it's really a matter of which side is going to blink first. But if Democrats are successful in blocking this funding, it could mean we could see a partial government shutdown at the end of this week.
Seattle police say a drunken 12 got onto the field last night after the Seahawks' big win. KIRO News Radio's Frank Lenzi with more.
Police describe him as an overexcited 40-something sports fan. They say with beverage in hand, he climbed down the metal railing and right onto the grass, which is off limits to fans. Security guards handed him over to police, who say he showed all the typical signs of being intoxicated, including slurred speech and alcohol on his breath. He was arrested and banned from Lumen Field. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Police say he did make physical contact with a coach. Seattle-based Alaska Airlines now trying to get as many 12s to the Bay Area for Super Bowl 60. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas explains.
The airline just announced 16 additional round-trip flights from Seattle to the Bay Area, giving 12 some more options to make it to the Super Bowl. The added flights include service from SeaTac to San Francisco and San Jose, with tickets available right now on Alaska's website.
American Airlines and United also have extra service, including return flights after the game. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 4:32. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, let's see. Bellevue to Linwood still at 50 minutes. Northbound 405, you're bumper to bumper between 520 and Northeast 124th and Totem Lake as we still recover from an earlier crash up the road near 160th. Once you clear this back up, though, you're going to open up right away. Seattle to Linwood, 40 minutes. Scattered slowing between Northgate and Linwood, but you're cruising at freeway speeds here. Everett looks good. Just a little slowing between Broadway and Highway 2. South 5 into Seattle looks great. You've got a little crowding from the U District to I-90 to get through. North 5 is packed, though, from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal, where road work blocks 2 left lanes. And this has westbound 520 jammed up approaching Montlake. Looks like we've got a new disabled vehicle on the Montlake on-ramp to westbound 520. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. It's packed as you head through Factoria. Tacoma to Olympia is a 40-minute commute. You're crowded through South Tacoma, then 2 to 3 mile back up in JBLM, and that's it. Otherwise, the rest of that commute is wide open. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast now, looking at mostly cloudy skies, staying dry today. One more dry afternoon on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, increasing rain into Thursday as well. Right now, 45 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
KIRO 7 TV's Pinpoint Alert Days. It's your advance notice to stay safe. When weather threatens to damage and disrupt your daily life, KIRO 7 sounds the alarm, preparing you days in advance. Stay informed, stay prepared with KIRO 7 Pinpoint Alert Days, only on KIRO 7 News.
Thank you, Joseph. Well said, well read. Don't forget about the Makosu Casino Resort text line, 1-888-973-5476. Wait to hear what Will and Rye come up with as the humiliation for the... Which team loses in the Super Bowl?
Gotta make it good.
Oh, it's got to be big. Believe me.
They both sound
Both
very
of them have
confident.
great imagination, so I'm sure it's going to be something that'll live on forever. Roanoke is a really cool little bar there in Seattle. It's a dive bar, sports bar. It's been around for a long time. It's a really beautiful little kind of spot to hang out in. I think it was about 2007 or 8. Some Republicans, all the Republicans in the state of Washington, all met there. So about 4 of them, and they said, "Hey, we should have a conference once a year. Get us all together, come up with game plans. We're gonna organize something." So in 2009, they started this thing called the Roanoke Convention. It takes place in Ocean Shores, and it's been going on 2009, now 2026. So it was like 19 years or something like that. And they had one over the weekend. I went there to MC. And Brandy Cruz was there, or Hoppin's there, a whole bunch of different people. Our buddy Jim Walsh, you had all the elected officials. John Braun was there. Everybody kind of hanging out, coming up with game plans. And of course, there would be a protest. So Ocean Shores, Indivisible Ocean Shores shows up, and they're across the street. The cops didn't need it. They rolled it at one point, but there was no big deal. They were out there with their signs and stuff. So I thought, well, and I have to say, it's an easy place to get a laugh. I had an opportunity to break away for a little while and go over and talk to the folks at Ocean Shores Indivisible. And after we talked for a while, and I wrote down a couple of things they wanted to share with me. Shame, 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 shame. Shame, 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 shame. Shame, 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 shame. I figured, if you can't beat them, join them. So I thought I would spray my hair. Spraying my hair with blue spray. Under each armpit and then into the genital area with the blue spray. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah. Unfortunately, when you pull a practical joke like that in the very beginning, then you have to sit there for the next 2 hours with blue spray in your hair.
Is this like water soluble?
It was oil-based, so it took about 3 or 4 or 5 good scrubbings with Dawn dishwashing detergent.
Hey, what about the suit?
Suit was fine. It came right off the... I don't know. I haven't looked. It was blue, so it looked okay. I went over... I didn't talk to them. They were yelling at me. But it was one of these things I said to a bunch of people there, don't go out there. Because it's the same thing my dad used to say to us in the backseat of the car on a long drive. I'd be teasing my brother. My dad would say, hey, you don't want to get teased? And my brother said, I don't want to get teased anymore. Then don't give him the reaction. If you don't give him the reaction, then he's not going to tease you. So if you don't go over there, you don't say anything to the folks that are running, with their signs, screaming and yelling. If you don't say anything, then they got no one to yell at. But of course, people couldn't stop themselves. They went over and, engage, quote unquote, engage with them, which is just a thing. Again, backseat of the car, don't give them the reaction. They'll stop teasing. You don't give them the reaction, they eventually just take their signs. They get their little motorized wheelchairs and they go home. So that was my weekend.
Well, I'm shocked that there was a protest there, to be honest with you. I mean, the Roanoke conference?
Like a couple of years ago, there were some folks on the left that would go and surreptitiously try to sneak in and take some video. There is a video that they run that is somewhat a part of it. That we say there will be no videotaping. If you're sitting at a table, please don't videotape this. This is not something that's just to be shared amongst the public. It's kind of a lot of inside jokes that some people might not take. But they really do a good job of, whacking both sides. So anyway.
I would like to see this video.
Overall, it was nice. They had a great speakers they bring in. They have breakout sessions. Brian Haywood came up there and spoke. And, if you are conservative, you are Republican, if you are just independent, there were people that were meeting over the weekend trying to, stop some of the stuff that's coming out of Olympia.
Are they optimistic about their chances?
You have to set the bar. All goals should be slightly out of reach, but not out of sight. Right? You set, you're on defense, but you've got to be on offense at the same time. I mean, the initiative bills that they're trying to do, the Democrats are trying to put in place. I mean, it is so obvious that they just don't want the initiative process. The bill is you got to get 1,000 signatures first before you can bring the initiative forward. And initiative gathering signatures are not allowed to be paid by the hour. They are not allowed to be paid per signature. That's to be paid by the hour. Well, the problem with that is these guys are basically professional signature gatherers. They get paid by the signature. So if all of a sudden we were paying by the hour and California comes up with a signature, an initiative, they'll all go there, or they'll go to Florida. They'll go anywhere they can.
Because it cost a lot less if they were paid by the hour.
Absolutely. Yeah. What are you going to pay them? Because if they're making, I don't know, $2 a signature, or $2 for every 4 signature, or $4 for every whatever it is, I mean, they make good money on the thing. They'll never come to Washington. So then you'll never have anybody getting signatures together, because you have to have professionals, because we can't get enough volunteers to stand out there and do the work. So the Democrats are like, we don't necessarily want you to be able to have your say. So you got to get 1,000 signatures first, then you can do the ballot, but then you have to pay them by the hour. And then there's all sorts of other restrictions they're putting in there. So that was a big conversation there at Roanoke. And then me with my blue hair. By the way, the amount of work I went to try to find that blue spray. We went to $3 stores, $1 General, 1 Target, and 2 Walmarts. And we walked all over the place, all our way from Seattle all the way to Ocean Shores. We kept stopping. Dan and I kept stopping along the way, running in there. You have any blue hairspray? They're like, huh? Check aisle 3 in the Dollar General.
But it was hairspray, not.
It was wet. It was the spray, the blue hairspray, and the guy goes, "Well, most of it's been taken for the Seahawk fans. They took all that, so that's where it went."
There you go.
But we found it there at the drugstore in Ocean Shores.
You should have stopped at Aberdeen on your way out there.
You think we did stop in Aberdeen
looking for blue hairspray?
Yeah, Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What do you mean? What do you don't think it's going to be in Aberdeen?
Well, yeah, I thought it would be.
No, Aberdeen is still struggling from the spotted owl. I read about that. You know what happened? They said, oh, the spotted owl, the population is declining and the birth rate is declining. And a bunch of environmentalists came in and they had their quote-unquote experts, and they sold the court on the idea, oh, it's because of logging. It's logging. It's all logging. So then at that point, the court decides, well, then we're going to get rid of the logging. The Democrats went along with that and decimated those communities. And it wasn't until about, I think, 7 or 12 years later that somebody said, we did some research. It was the bar owl. It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't logging. It was this other owl that was eating them and destroying their eggs. So it really wasn't the logging. And we'd like to apologize to every single person that lost their job. And we'd like to apologize to the individuals that not only lost their jobs, but got addicted to drugs and that either drank themselves to death or died of overdoses. We'd like to apologize. There was no apology. They just simply, it went on. But when you drive through those communities, you can see how the devastation, the economic devastation they're still trying to come back from because, the spotted owl was being destroyed by logging.
And now, aren't they paying people to go kill the barred owls now?
Yeah, the barred owls are, go get them. Yeah, go get some of them, knock some of them out of there. All right, here's Nathan checking traffic. Nathan.
Thanks, John. Bellevue to Linwood has climbed. We're at 1 hour now. That's double the norm because of this bumper-to-bumper backup from 520 to 124th in Totem Lake. From there, it'll start to thin out to scattered backups into Canyon Park. But this is as we still recover from an earlier crash near 160 that they cleared probably close to 25 minutes ago. Seattle to Linwood, 40 minutes, just scattered, slowing between Northgate and Linwood. More clearing than crowding here. In Montlake, we've got this collision with a school bus is partially blocking the Montlake Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 520. North 5 in Seattle remains packed between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Bellevue to Renton, 25 minutes. It's packed at Southeast 8th through Factoria. After about Coal Creek, you're going to open up pretty quickly. Seattle to Federal Way, just 25 minutes. Renton to Puyallup is under 40 minutes. Tacoma to Olympia is at 40 minutes. We're crowded in South Tacoma, and then a 2 to 3 mile backup in JBLM. And that's kind of the picture across the map. Relatively light volumes today. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nathan. If you're over the age of 50, you don't want to wear glasses anymore, no more contacts. You got to go to K2 Vision to find out about RLE, refractive lens exchange. My story is, I think it was about 5 years ago, I had to get another prescription for another pair of glasses because I needed a pair to see at night and then up close and then medium vision. My eyes were a mess. I go in there and I say, hey, I want to get this done. And Dr. Kopstein says, not so fast. I want to take a look at your eyes. And I'm going to tell you right now that if this doesn't have a great result for you, I could do this, but if it doesn't have a great result, I'm going to ask you to come back in, say, 10 or 15 or 20 years. I was like, no, fix them. So he takes a look at my eyes and he goes, man, you got some problems. I said, I know, I told you. They've done more than 100,000 of these procedures, so I knew I was in good hands. Oh, it's up to 150,000 procedures. I was in good hands. I meet Dr. Kopstein. He says, let's do it. I said, sure, 5 minutes in one eye, 5 on the other. I think I went back in the next day or the day after. I've got 20/20 vision. That was like 5 years ago. 20/20 vision. So if you're over the age of 50, no more readers, no more glasses, no more contacts, and you're concerned about a cataract, you want to check out K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10 and 7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I'll put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Let's go.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Nick, did you know this is called quit time? Did you know what that is?
I do not know.
That means right about this time of the year, people quit their New Year's resolutions.
Oh, kind of like last year.
Okay, never mind. The important thing is that both of us made a New Year's resolution that we would take better care of ourselves for each other. And we're holding to that.
We are not flaming out because...
Longevity Medical Clinic. So we get the support of Longevity. We told them what our goals were, and they're like, absolutely, we'll get you in line. So they support me, they support you, and then as a couple, they're making us accountable for the decisions we make. So we're not going to be quitting on these things. I can't remember what your New Year's resolution was around the house.
My New Year's resolution around the house was that I was going to try to get you to start putting things away.
And I was going to get you to actually learn how to cook a piece of chicken.
Oh, well, that's for next year.
Okay, fine. Either way, we've got a team behind us. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
Did you know that 25% of your home's heat loss is through your attic? Hot air rises, and if your attic isn't properly insulated, the hot air is going to rise right through your ceiling, into your attic, and out your roof that's far past its half-life. That sounds cold and expensive. Hey, this is Jake Skorheim. If this sounds like your house, it's time to call Valentine. And right now, Valentine has a great winter special. Bundle attic insulation with any new roof, and you'll save an additional 10% off your entire project. Plus, with Valentine's financing options, they make it easy. No matter what your home needs, insulation, gutters, siding, or a new roof, you are guaranteed the Valentine experience. Seamless communication, meticulous cleanup, and extra mile service, even in winter weather. My home is protected by Valentine. They keep me off the roof, which my wife and kids are extremely grateful for. I trust them to help you too. To lock in your winter bundle savings, call 206 Roofing today. Again, that's 206 Roofing. And remember, when you see the red Valentine vans, you know your home is in good hands. 206 Roofing.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Here we go, the John Curley Show. The Muggers Casino Resort text line, 1-888-973-5476. Joe, your thoughts? You watched the game. You watch, did the camera swing over at any time afterwards to Cooper Kupp? Did they show him sitting there? Did you see him sitting on his helmet, just kind of waiting?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. The story is a Yakima guy. Yep. Played for the Rams, got cut, and he did an interview after the game. And I thought this was really not only about football, but just generally in life. Here we go.
Describe your emotions advancing to the Super Bowl, but doing so against your former team.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, this storyline, it couldn't have been written any better. I mean, been a lot of time that my wife and I have just been, struggling through why things happened and why things played out the way they did. And, I think we went this time, we were always asking, we thought we were asking why a lot. And we found the peace and ask ourselves what it was that God had for us, and just shift from why to what it was they have for us. And just for it to play out like this, whether this was going to happen or not, the peace that we have being here with these people, with these guys, with these coaches, it's just been an unbelievable experience.
Matthew Stafford literally was walking around the field looking for you. When he finally caught up with you, what kind of interaction did you guys have?
He was mad that it took so long to find me. That makes sense. Matthew's the man, an ultimate competitor, one of the best to ever play the position. I love the guy, and every time he has the ball, it's freaking terrifying. So, I love him. There's a lot of guys who are there, best friends of mine, and so, this was a crazy one.
You gonna go out there and try to win Super Bowl MVP again?
I'm gonna go out there and try to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I was reading a little bit about him, like he said in that cut, that when it happened, when he gets cut from the Rams, he said he was just sort of surprised that he didn't really hear from a whole bunch of people. Just all of a sudden he's gone. Right, it happens when you lose a job, and then you're like, well, what now? What now? What's going to possibly happen now? So he's a free agent, gets picked up, gets a 3-year signed contract for $45 million, and he's just showing up at these games and doing it. But it's you just don't question, put faith.
You know what's crazy about that is I got fired from a job in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Same thing, kind of asking why 9 months down the road. And then we get the opportunity to take a job in Seattle where my parents had retired to Eastern Washington, just about 45 minutes from Yakima, where Cooper Kupp's from. And all of a sudden I had the opportunity to be closer to my parents. And I spent, we took the job, we moved up here, and I spent more time in the 18 months after we got that job with my dad, who would die 18 months later, than I had in the 10 years prior combined. And it was just that same kind of thing, this is why. This answers all those questions. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's the best thing that ever happened to me.
But it wasn't this job, it was some other job.
It was another job, but it led to this one too.
And so there's ups and downs. And is this an up or down right now?
Well, it was an up until something I learned earlier today, which really shocked me to my core, but we'll save that for the last day.
The last day?
Our last day show is this joke that Joe and I always have, because we have so many stories that we We come in on a Monday. I'm like, yeah, we tell these stories about each other and about what we did. And then just, we'll save that. We'll save that for the last day.
Yeah, that's the
It's
last
day story. The show's going to have to be 14 hours long with no commercial breaks. Just nobody's going to want to be associated with
That's
it.
right.
You all right? You can't even look at me. Just look at me. Okay.
It's going to take me a few minutes.
Here's Nate checking traffic. Nathan.
All right, John, this report brought to us by the KIRO Newsradio app. Bellevue to Linwood, we're down to 50 minutes, still about a 15-minute delay. It's bumper to bumper between 520 and 522, and you're at a complete stop at times through Kirkland. Things will open up for you after Northeast 85th. Seattle to Linwood is already down a few minutes to 35. Minimal crowding here and there between Northgate and Linwood as we're already starting to clear out. Montlake, we've still got this collision involving a school bus partially blocking the Montlake Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 520. 520 westbound, you're backed up to the Arboretum. North 5 heading into Seattle is packed between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal Bridge. Northbound 99 is packed through the downtown tunnel. Bellevue to Renton's already clearing out down to 20 minutes. Now it's packed from Southeast 8th through Factoria, and from there it thins out, but you're still crowded down to the VMAC. But again, it's only a 20-minute trip, so you're moving at a good pace here. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway also already improving down to 35 minutes. We're heavy between Algona into Puyallup. Text to app, APP, the 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO Newsradio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Thanks for speaking with me. Unlike you, Joe. If you've got a bad elbow, shoulder, wrist, ankle, knee, if you ever use the expression, hey, I think I got bone on bone in my knees, you are probably facing the surgeon's knife because that's what most people end up doing. But I'm going to ask you to pause for just a moment because a stem cell procedure might be right for you. This could be the best way to go for you rather than going under the knife because it can be complicated and you're not always going to get the results you want. So if you're just sort of almost there, signing up to meet with a surgeon? Wait and talk to Dr. Wagner. Dr. Mark Wagner has done more than 20,000 stem cell procedures. I could tell you he worked on my hip about 12 weeks ago, and the results have been absolutely amazing. When I talked to Wagner a couple of days ago, he said, you just wait. A year from now, it's going to be even better. How stem cells work, you can see, but all you need to know is this is a 90-minute outpatient procedure, and it is amazing. So before you go to the doctor to see about surgery, go see Dr. Mark Wagner at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
I know your child really wants a super cool e-bike. All the other kids in the neighborhood have one. But you might not realize that the e-bike you're buying your kid is really more like a motorcycle. The Washington legislature is now considering reining in some of these e-bikes/motorcycles. The changes could really impact what's available and what your kid might be able to ride. That's tomorrow's Choke Point on Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
How about a New Year's resolution where the commitment takes just one day and the results can last a lifetime? Address years of hair loss like I did with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment. Using your own natural hair, Advanced Hair can restore your bald spot, receding hairline, or thinning. All backed by Advanced Hair's guarantee. Celebrate the new year with a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
DUI? Felony charge? Trust Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-OA. Over 30 years serving the Pacific Northwest and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Every mistake has a solution at 1-800-DUI-OA.
1-800-DUI-OA. We are going to the Super Bowl.
It's time to eat, boys.
Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is one is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. KIRO News Radio.
If your home is 20 years old or more, it might be time to have your roof inspected.
Your roof is your home's first line of defense, and at Guardian Roofing, Gutters, and Insulation, we'll help it last as long as possible. Our trained and licensed crew will evaluate your roof, repairing when we can and offering replacement options only when necessary. Plus, every new install comes protected with a full year of free maintenance on us. Visit GuardianRoofing.com today.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump and Governor Tim Walz spoke today regarding the immigration crackdown in Minnesota. Their conversation comes after Saturday's shooting death of Alex Preddy by federal immigration officers. CBS's Stacey Lynn reports from Washington.
On Truth Social, President Trump said the governor called him with the request to work together. He said they actually seem to be on a similar wavelength. Walz's office called the conversation productive and says the governor made the case on the need for impartial investigations. He said the president agreed to talk to Homeland Security about ensuring the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension is able to conduct an independent investigation. He said the president also agreed to look into reducing the number of federal agents in the state. Stacey Lynn, CBS News, Washington.
Minneapolis's mayor, who has spoken to the president, says an unspecified number of federal immigration agents will start leaving his city tomorrow. Protests have persisted despite freezing temperatures. CBS's Ian Lee is in Minneapolis.
If you go out to the memorial where Alex Preddy was killed, people are meandering about, they're going through, people are leaving something at the memorial there, pretty somber event, but we aren't seeing that rage or those protests that we have seen in previous days.
CBS News has confirmed at least 19 storm-related deaths in several states, from Texas to New York, and dangerous conditions persist with many power outages reported today across Texas and up to Kentucky. Boston has also been hit with snow. CBS's Tom Hansen is there.
The snow is still coming down, but the worst is reportedly over for now. So far, we've received about 19 inches, but with temperatures hovering around 18 degrees and a wind chill that makes it feel like it's about 6 degrees, this snow is not going anywhere, meaning all of those massive piles we've been seeing around the city are here to stay.
The aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln and 3 accompanying warships have arrived in the Middle East. CBS's Eleanor Watson.
For weeks, President Trump has warned Iran the U.S. would come to the aid of protesters, and as the death toll continues to climb into the thousands, the arrival of the carrier indicates he is still keeping options for potential strikes. The carrier group adds about 5,000 more sailors and Marines, as well as fighter jet squadrons, to the tens of thousands of troops already at bases across the Middle East. Eleanor Watson, CBS News, Washington, D.C.
In East Hollywood, California, those Kaiser Permanente nurses joined thousands of others across California and Hawaii in walking the picket line. They cite unfair labor practices and staffing shortages. Kaiser Permanente has released.
Follow and listen to CBS Mornings on the go on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Reliving a championship night at Lumen Field. Coming up after Nate Connors at the Real-Time Traffic Desk.
Thanks, Aaron. This one brought to you by Northwest Hope and Healing. Downtown Seattle, we have a demonstration just now getting underway at the Federal Building at 2nd and Madison. Looks like there's a 2-block closure on 2nd Avenue right now, so avoid that area. And looking at my map, looks like traffic is jammed up all around that area right now. Bellevue to Linwood, we were down to 40 minutes, bumper to bumper between 520 and 522, but this is thinning out. You're no longer jam-packed in Kirkland. We're picking up the pace here. Seattle to Linwood, 35 minutes, just scattered minimal crowding here and there between Northgate and Linwood. Still have this collision in Montlake involving a school bus, partially blocking the Montlake Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 520. 520, you're going to jam up at the Arboretum. North 5 heading into Seattle is solid from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. If you want to head over to 99 to get around this, northbound 99 is now packed through the downtown tunnel. Bellevue to Renton is just a 20-minute drive. It is packed, though. It's Southeast 8th through Factoria, and then you'll start to thin out. Renton to Puyallup is under 35 minutes, and Tacoma to Olympia is a 40-minute drive. Join Northwest Hope and Healing for Cork, Fork, and Support, an afternoon of wine tasting and inspiration. Get your tickets now for January 31st at nwhopeandhealing.org. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Hey, good evening. I'm Aaron Granillo. The Seattle Seahawks Super Bowl bound yet again.
Seahawks win, and the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
A thriller ending with the Hawks beating the Rams 31-27. Head coach Mike McDonald taking the podium after the trophy ceremony.
I don't really know what to say. I'm incredibly proud of our team. I'm happy for the 12s, happy for our city. What an atmosphere.
We caught up with some of those 12s after last night's game.
I've been a Seahawks fan since I was about 8 years old, and being a Seahawks fan means everything.
We are so excited to go to the Super Bowl again.
So I just say right now is a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
Next stop, Santa Clara, California. The Hawks will face the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Suspect accused of throwing a state trooper to the ground and stealing her patrol SUV on Christmas Day has now been ruled incompetent to stand trial. Casey McNerthney is with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office.
The defendant will have incompetency restoration services, and then we'll go back before the court to see if competency is restored by the end of April.
Alexander Eugene Smith is charged with second-degree robbery and attempting to elude a police vehicle. Deputies in Parkland shot and killed a man after the sheriff's office says he stabbed a victim.
The victim told deputies a man approached early Sunday morning in Parkland and asked his religion. When he answered Christian, he and his dog were stabbed multiple times before the suspect fled. Deputies found him a short time later. Shots were fired and the suspect, still armed with a knife, was killed. James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Long-time snowboarding tradition is now on hold at Mount Baker ski area. The legendary bank slalom is canceled because there's not enough snow this year. Event organizer Gwen Howitt says recent weather erased parts of the course.
We just really feel strongly that at this point, it's just an unworkable situation with the snowfall.
This competition has been held annually since 1985. It is one of the longest running snowboard events in the world. Weather update now. We are staying dry for tonight and for tomorrow. And then rain returns on Wednesday. Right now, 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Hi, you've reached the John Curley Show listener introduction line. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you enjoy the show. Thank you.
The decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and
97.3.
Does that make sense to you?
It's 97.3.
Or communism.
It seemed edited to me. I don't know. It seemed edited. It was weird. The hell is the 97.3 sounded different.
I think that's just your headphones.
Oh, is that what it was?
Your earbuds.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Now that I hear it, yeah. There we go. Buckers Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476.
Right.
Thank you, TD. All right, we got a lot of sound on this one. So a lot of stuff has happened since the shooting just a couple of days ago there in Minneapolis. Here's the fallout. as you know, so you probably know already. So a guy goes out there. He's part of the organized anti-ICE protest that's been happening in Minneapolis. They're encouraged to disrupt. They're trained on how to, get somebody that's being arrested, how to pull them off, and all the stuff you're supposed to do with the whistles and the cheering and the yelling and the screaming and, pushing and shoving. So this is what you get, right? It's either anarchy or authoritarianism. You go back and forth on it. So the fallout of this is because it has to get to a certain point because it can't keep going. Some point, some cooler heads have to prevail. Let's see. So this is Noam on what's his name? Pretty, the guy that was shot. This person was assaulted. So here's what you get from one side.
Individuals showed up to impede a law enforcement operation and assaulted our officers. They responded according to their training and took action to defend the officer's life and those of the public around him. And I don't know of any peaceful protester that shows up with a gun and ammunition rather than a sign. This is a violent riot when you have someone showing up with weapons and are using them to assault law enforcement officers.
First of all, you don't know because you can legally carry in Minnesota. So you don't know how many people have them, right? But he didn't show up to assault him with it, right?
Well,
he's legally carrying it, right?
And their first statement, which there's no sound of, was like, hey, this guy came with the intention of, killing as many.
Okay, how are you going to show intent? Okay, so here's the problem. So you're going to get it on the right, then she goes on to describe the guy as...
When you perpetuate violence against a government because of ideological reasons and for reasons to resist and perpetuate violence, that is the definition of domestic terrorism. This individual who came with weapons and ammunition to stop a law enforcement operation of federal law enforcement officers committed an act of domestic terrorism. That's the facts.
Okay. The fact is, the problem is, yes, he had a gun. He could legally carry the gun. He had the gun. Did he come to the thing with the gun? Did he have it out? No, he had his phone out. But he had the gun in his pockets, and now the whole thing is, was he trying to get the gun? Because if he really wanted to shoot, if he had 2 clips, and he really wanted to shoot, he would just stand there and shoot him. So he wasn't shooting. He's in there trying to disrupt ICE, who's trying to arrest somebody, whoever they're trying to arrest. These organized groups that are part of this ICE out thing in Minneapolis and throughout Minnesota, they have 24-hour radio communications. They got all sorts of secret codes that they use. They know where they're going to go. They know how to disrupt. They're trying to put their cars in front. The same thing with Renee Good, right? To disrupt the organizational arrest and the deportation of illegal immigrants in the state of Minnesota. So they're in there to, disrupt it, wreak havoc. But he didn't go in there to shoot anybody. He's got the gun. They get him on the ground, but he has the gun in his pocket. But then now the question is, was he going for the gun? Did he see the gun? Did these guys just shoot him?
They had disarmed it.
They
had taken the gun.
There's like 4 guys on top, and one guy takes the gun away. But you're supposed to say, because if you say gun, then they unload on you. Right. Then they shoot you.
Well, now there's speculation as to whether the agent that took the gun accidentally fired it, which could have set the.
Then they shoot. Then the gun goes. All right. But here's the problem, folks. You have human beings. The guys that are part of ICE are human beings, and their lives are being threatened, and they're on edge. And then you get the people on the other side that are out there thinking that they are kidnapping 5-year-olds, which turns out not to be true. So you get the same thing we talked about, the French Revolution, right? In, was it 1876? No, what was the year of that one? Where you have one? I can't remember the beginning of the great fear, the great terror, right? So
1789.
Thank you, 1789. You get a group of people that are responding to rumor and innuendo and violence and all this other stuff. So that's the folks on the left, and they're kidnapping Americans off the streets. They're taking a 5-year-old and they're kidnapping So you get all those people because they're reading all the news, they're reading all social media. Then they go and now they're going after the ICE people, and the ICE folks are like, they're coming out to get us. They're trying to kill us. So this is exactly what happened. This has happened before. So you get the people on the right that have the microphones, they've got their own take on it, and you're hearing this guy being described as a domestic terrorist. And then you get these guys on the left, like the governor.
To Americans who are watching this right now,
yeah,
I've got a question for all of you. What side do you want to be on?
I want to be on the side of law and order. I want to be on the side of the fact that the federal government It is their duty to deport people, and that's what they're trying to do. So that's one side. And then the other side is what?
The side of an all-powerful federal government that can kill, injure, menace, and kidnap its citizens off the streets.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. So is that what they're doing? They're kidnapping citizens off the street? Citizens? They're killing them?
Or on the side of a nurse at the VA hospital.
Okay, here we go. So Walz is just as bad as Christine Nome. Just as bad, right? You're inflaming all this stuff. So when you get one group or other group, everybody's got the microphone, and the person who's sitting there at home going, I don't know, what? 97% of all the news stories about ICE are negative. So you're sitting there watching this stuff, and they're kidnapping a 5-year-old. So then you get people like Walz saying,
Minnesotans, you've won the hearts and minds of people across this country, and you've done it through your peaceful, resolved defense of your neighbors and the Constitution.
Okay.
So once again, Minnesotans, stay peaceful, stay safe. Change is coming, and we can feel it. But this fight still goes on.
This is the best thing to happen to him. One, because now people are now talking about the fraud, the $9 billion are possibly coming out of Minnesota. Tim Walz was able, I'm not going to run for president. And then everything was on him. So he's like doing whatever he can to be able to redirect. And yes, there's been 2 deaths in the state of Minnesota. So he's up on that. But if you remember Tim Walz, the governor, after George Floyd, within minutes, if not hours, it's racism with zero evidence of any of that. He's a gasoline purveyor. He basically has a mini mark of gasoline that he just pours on every incident he can possibly can in order to stoke this type of violence. When you call the president Nazis and they're Gestapo, those are buzzwords that people respond to. And again, the folks on the hard right, that's just almost as bad. I put him about an 8, and I put someone like Tim Walz and Fry at about a 10. But the thing is, you combine the two, and you're going to get what's happening in the streets. And is this Kash Patel? What's he saying? Oh, there you go.
You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple.
Where's that from? Really? Maybe in Seattle, where you can't bring your gun to the Seattle Center or something like that. But these restrictions will get challenged in court. Kash Patel, really? So are you defending the Second Amendment? You're not defending the Second Amendment. You listen, legally in the state set the rules up on this stuff. If the state says, yeah, you can carry your gun there, you can walk around out in public with a gun strapped to you. That's up to the state. You're allowed to carry a gun into a peaceful protest.
Well, yeah,
Because you go to those sometimes you see those guys walking around that have the American flag stuff on, and they're carrying like AR.
Exactly.
So you get just so much nonsense on both sides. And I'll tell you who wins. The media. And the media wins because every single click, I wrote it down here somewhere, every click can be worth anywhere from like 50 cents to $2. I mean, they are raking it in. So you're clicking on some story, and they're not giving you all the stuff. They're just throwing enough. You got enough stink, enough smoke, enough fire, and they want to click again and get more and more. The media loves this. They love it. They're making so much money on this. They love these stories. They go to wall because it's such a great dividing story. Like Tim Walz said, you believe in, what was his nonsense of like peace and what we're doing here in Minnesota, or you want to go after you want to be with the Gestapos, and they're going to show you everything they want to show you because there's cash to be made. Just they're raking it in. And people are sitting there trying to figure out, like, what's happening in Minnesota? They click. Oh, they're now they made another $8, $10, $15. They can make $1 million, a couple million, or $300,000 within a 24-hour period, depending on how they're paying for the clicks. It's done, but it's happened before. Operation Wetback, that was the name of it. 1.3 million Mexicans were deported during the Eisenhower administration. and they just swept in there. Same sort of thing was happening. They were going to these farms, these ranches, and they would just round these guys up. So a lot of ranchers and farmers ended up hiring their own security to battle what at that point was not ICE, but battling the federal government's deportation of Mexicans. About 4.5 million had come in. They were invited into the country in order to be able to do work. A lot of the farmers and other businesses didn't pay them what they were supposed to be paid. And then all of a sudden, the Eisenhower administration, the people were concerned that they're taking jobs. Too many are coming in. So at that point, they're going to round them all up. And they were just like in Chicago, 3 planes every single week, shipping them out into Texas. 25% of them were deported. And they would just pick these guys up, these Mexicans that were invited into the country, and just drop them off anywhere in Mexico. They had no family, no nothing, just boom, here you go. You're back out there. So it's happened before. It was messy before. It's messy now. The difference is social media. And since everybody's got a phone. So 4.6 million Mexicans were deported between 1942 and 1964. It's happened before. Even when Trump was elected, he said it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy, but we're going to get the worst of the worst that came into the country. So now here we are at this point. Trump talks to Walz earlier today. And apparently, according to both sides, that it was a fruitful discussion. And they believe they're going to come to some sort of resolution, which is the United States federal government with ICE is going to pull back. That's the last thing? I think that's it. Just we're gonna cool things down for a little bit.
Carolyn Levitt has some sound on what she says the president.
Okay, where is she? She's in there.
Peace plan.
Oh, where's that one, Joe? Oh, there it is. I see it. President meets with Walz. Speaks this morning. White House announces they're on wavelength.
President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota. Number 1, Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and all Democrat leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation. Number 2.
Has he agreed to this?
State and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens who are arrested by local police.
Basically, they want to get rid of the sanctuary city.
And then thirdly, local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens who are wanted for crimes, especially violent crimes.
Okay, so they're getting rid of the sanctuary city stuff. So if you've got them, you hold them, and you get a request, a retainer to hold on to them, you got to hold on to them. So you're just trying to wipe out the sanctuary city stuff. At the same time, the on the other side, it should be that when the police want to come in and investigate a shooting, a murder, a death, whatever you want to call it, the feds are not allowed to say, oh, no, we're going to investigate this on our own. Then they're not allowed to do that.
That was part of their tentative agreement as well.
Okay, so if something happens, let the local police do the investigation. Let them gather the evidence. Let them determine, what direction the investigation's going. You can't have ICE go, no, we got this, guys, move on. Okay. Then she discussed the fact that Tom Homan is coming to Minneapolis.
Homan is the point person for cooperating with state and local authorities and corresponding with them, again, to achieve this level of cooperation to subdue the chaos on the streets of Minneapolis. And I would just point out that Mr. Homan is someone who has been lauded for many, many decades for his experience working in law enforcement. In fact, this is a Washington Post headline from 9 years ago, 2016. Meet the man the White House has honored for deporting illegal immigrants. And I would remind everyone in this room that it was former President Barack Hussein Obama who awarded a medal to Mr. Homan. So he's obviously very qualified. He has the full trust and faith of the president. He will continue to have these meetings in the hopes that ICE and local law enforcement can cooperate and work together to have successful immigration enforcement, as we've seen in almost every other state across the country.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like no sanctuary. If you got a bad guy, get him, hold him. We're going to take him and let him go away. That way we don't have to, the feds don't have to run around, knock on doors, try to find people, pull people over in cars, stake them out somewhere. You got them, hold them. This will be interesting to see. That's an interesting sort of chess move, right?
Yeah.
We won't, but you got to turn them over to us.
And I think if it ends the chaos that they're dealing with,
then that's a win. Yeah. But the problem is, you're going to get the people on the crazy hard left are going to be like, no, you can't don't give us up. this has to be a sanctuary city. Now, here's the other part of it. If they reject the offer, and then you get somebody like the ridiculous lawsuit that they're going to bring in there that they're going to sue the federal government and they're going to stop the federal government from coming into the state of Washington to bar federal immigration enforcement. You can't do that, but that's one of the moronic ideas from the Attorney General there, Keith Ellison. Maybe he'll see the light. But again, the media is making millions on this. They love this story. Love it. Show you all the bad stuff, and you click on it, and you're like, ooh. There you go. Ka-ching. Here comes Nate checking traffic, Nathan.
Thanks, John. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Let's start downtown Seattle, where we have an anti-ice demonstration underway in front of the federal building at 2nd and Madison. Looks like a couple blocks of 2nd Avenue are blocked off. In Montlake, we're still on scene of this collision involving a school bus, partially blocking the Montlake Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 520. So 520, you're backed up at the Arboretum, which would be happening anyway, even if we didn't have this collision. North 5, you're packed from the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Going to take you 12 minutes to clear this backup through downtown. Bellevue to Linwood, 45 minutes. Still slow between 520 and 527. Seattle to Linwood, we're down to a half hour. Pretty much all clear at this point. Bellevue to Renton, now less than 20 minutes. It is solid through Factoria, but once you get through it, you're going to start to thin out pretty quickly. Renton to Puyallup, we're down to a half hour. It's heavy in the south end between Pacific and 512 in Puyallup. And Tacoma to Olympia, just 40 minutes. Save $600 off windows and $1,500 off doors from Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Plus, enjoy 12 months same as cash financing. Don't wait. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com today. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
How about a simple New Year's resolution that is guaranteed to succeed? I'm talking about reversing hair loss. It is a quick, easy, one-day hair loss solution from Advanced Hair. Begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and it's even guaranteed to grow. You've got world-class Dr. Alan Perungo and his top-rated team there at Advanced Hair, recently crowned 425 Business of the Year for the second year in a row. They're a dynasty. So you've got a choice to make as you notice your hair is beginning to thin and it's not coming back. You go, well, I'm okay being bald. Maybe I'll shave my head, or maybe I'll get a collection of hats, or maybe I'll just do a comb over or something like that. Or let's be honest, you just want your hair back. Do the same thing I did, say 14 years ago. A fuller head of hair is just waiting for you. This is your New Year's resolution that you're guaranteed to achieve. You can celebrate the new year with a full head of hair from Advanced Hair. Get $250 off. 250 free hair grafts as well. Just schedule a free consultation at 425-449-8185. That's 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60, where the 12s hear the Hawks. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Robert. Robert, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
I heard an ad, and my wife and I had just got our policy renewals from our previous provider, and everything had gone up quite a bit, 30-40%, so I thought I'd give it a try. It was a pleasant experience, very easy. It only took a couple of days to get the good news back.
And were they able to save you money?
Yeah, we were able to save well over $1,000. Not only did we save money, our agent found that we had some gaps in coverage, and they were able to not only save money, but improve our coverage.
Well, now you can be a good friend, and you can tell everybody about it.
Oh, I have. I've, in fact, passed it on to a couple of my good friends, and they're taking the challenge as well. So it's been great.
Robert did it. My family did it. Now you got to do it, and it's totally free. Go take the First Mark Challenge today. See how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you can be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older.
For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply, must medically qualify.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray?
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder, now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good evening, I'm Aaron Granillo. A controversial Border Patrol commander is set to leave Minneapolis. This after a second deadly shooting this month involving federal agents in that city. CBS's Ed O'Keefe reports Gregory Bovino has been relieved.
Bovino is departing Minneapolis imminently, as are many other CBP agents, and Bovino at least has been relieved of his command in Minneapolis. He remains in charge of operations across the country.
Now, here in Washington, Governor Bob Ferguson says Immigration and Customs Enforcement is, in his words, totally out of control.
We are focused on preparing to the fullest extent possible for a similar escalation by ICE against our will here in Washington state.
Governor says he is not ruling out deploying the National Guard in response to federal immigration enforcement. In Minnesota, meanwhile, the governor and the mayor of Minneapolis say they had productive calls with President Trump today. WCCO radio reporter Taylor Rivera has more.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says he asked the president to put an end to Operation Metro Search, that the president agreed that the current situation could not continue. Governor Walz says the president told him he would look into reducing the number of federal agents in Minnesota and working with the state in a more coordinated fashion. This comes amid news that Border Czar Tom Homan will be arriving in the Twin Cities, and some Border Patrol agents will begin departing Minneapolis.
As the Seahawks were being crowned NFC champions last night, a local retailer was hard at work pumping out fresh merchandise to celebrate that big win. KIRO 7 TV's Madeline Audley speaks with the design team at Simply Seattle.
It's a great time to be a sports fan in Seattle, so football's having a moment.
Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl!
Just hours after the Seahawks clinched that title, these presses already fired up.
Today we're printing t-shirts for the Seahawks winning the NFC Championship game.
And he says this is just the beginning. In 2 weeks, they'll be right back here printing for the big win.
If you're planning to go to the Super Bowl, it is at least $6,000 for the cheapest seats at Levi Stadium. Let's go now to the real-time traffic desk at 5:33. Here's Nate Connors.
And this one brought to you by the KIRO Newsradio App. Downtown Seattle, we have an anti-ice demonstration underway in front of the Federal Building at 2nd and Madison. And this has 2nd Avenue closed between Madison and Marion Streets. In Montlake, we're still on scene of a collision involving a school bus. It's partially blocking the Montlake Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 520. So this has Montlake Boulevard kind of backed up more than usual. North 5 heading into Seattle is packed between the West Seattle Bridge across the Ship Canal. Plan on a half hour from bridge to bridge now. South 5 slows just a bit from Lake City Way in the downtown. Nothing real heavy, though. Linwood to Seattle is just 15 minutes. Bellevue to Linwood, we're still around a 40-minute commute. It's slow between 520 and Kirkland, up to 527 in Canyon Park. Seattle to Linwood is a half hour. Bellevue to Renton, less than 20 minutes. Renton to Puyallup is down to a half hour. And Tacoma to Olympia is at 40 minutes. And that's kind of the story across the map. Relatively light commute today. Text app APP to 888-973-5476 to download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Now to your forecast. There is a chance for a couple of light sprinkles tonight, but staying mostly dry into tomorrow. Showers return late tomorrow night and increasing rain for Wednesday. Right now, 45 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Anybody? Did I mention it? No? I'll pay Aaron's salary. Any sponsors? Ryder and I, after the game, we're sitting with this guy. We had a shared table over that Shake Shack. And this young guy from Austin, he's got some tech company he had made a lot of money on. Looked like he was like, I don't know, 26 years old or something, 25 years old. So what do you two guys do? I said, well, interestingly, we're father and son, and we're both in radio. He goes, what do you mean? And I said, we do radio. Radio? Like, what do you do? He goes, like, what do you mean you're in radio? I said, well, I'm on the air. I'm on the radio and Rise on radio. And he looked at us like, I must have said, oh, we make yogurt on Jupiter. And the look in his face, it's like, it's, radio. He goes, yeah, I just didn't think people are still doing that. Isn't that crazy? And that would speak volumes as to why there was no sponsor for the last 30 seconds. Come on, people. We got bills to pay here.
Come on.
Come on now. How else am I going to tell everybody that there's a museum in Vancouver, Joe?
That's right.
And I don't even know we have sound on it. We do. And this museum in Vancouver would like you to be able to send, if you have personal failures, back up the U-Haul and drop it off there. And they will display it for everybody to see, because let's face it, some people have some failures that they would like to make public, and once they make it public, then all of a sudden you're like, well, there we go. It's a way of sort of getting over the problems you may have had. Where is it, Joe? Huh? Huh? Come on. Click on. Here we go. The Museum of Favor.
My name is Avon Collins.
Yes.
And we're here in Kingsgate Mall in the Museum of Personal Failure. It's a concept exploration, I've been calling it. It's people invited to express their experiences of failure in whatever way that they want to.
My display is of my dress, but it's in a moving box because you've gone beyond, the original injury. It's about feelings and the movement of life is good, So if you have a failure, that's okay, learn and.
What's going on in the background while they're doing this?
They're in the museum. People are exploring it.
Okay. She's going to get something profound here.
Life is good, So if you have a failure, that's okay, learn and life is good. Go on.
Yeah, go on. But first, come to the exhibit. Did you look at it? Is anything good there?
I mean, there's one guy who makes knives, and he used the wrong elements in one of them, so it's not sellable. That was a failure. One guy had
Just in Vancouver, Washington?
No,
Vancouver, BC.
Yeah, and one guy had this kind of collage of all his Indeed job applications. Must have been 70 or 80 of them that all got rejected.
Yeah. I had a souffle that fell when I opened the oven too early. I brought that in.
It's better as a concept than in reality.
Yeah, I get it. Nobody wants to get to read all that sort of stuff. The old expression is that when you look at a scar, you see not where you were cut, but where you healed. I thought it was a pretty profound way of looking at it.
Agreed.
Back to one last thing before we head on into the text messages in the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line at 1-888-973-5476. Going back to the original sort of theme of the show because of the Seahawks win and people that did go to the game. And I thank you, Doug, for the tickets that I purchased a couple of days ago. And somebody texted me saying, are you saying, Curly, that you are encouraging people to spend irresponsibly? No. It's the old ant and the cricket, right? And the ant I think it's the ant and the cricket. The ant is going around getting all the stuff ready to go for the winter, storing grain and doing everything they can to be able to get ready because they're going to need the food when the winter comes. And the cricket, I think he's a cricket. He's out there just playing a violin the whole time. He's kind of making fun of the other insects, saying, well, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm preparing. I'm going to get ready because soon it's going to be winter and we'll be starving. And the cricket's like, well, you got to just enjoy yourself. You got to just sort of have a good time. Look at me. I don't have a worry in the world. He's there playing his little violin and having a great time. And the ant, I still think it was an ant, said, you better prepare. So there's this, then when winter hit, the cricket's like, hey, it's getting kind of cold out here. I don't have any food. I got this violin I've been playing all summer. And the ant's like, well, you should have prepared. I told you should have prepared. You're not allowed to have anything I have. Isn't an ant a cricket? Why is everybody looking at me like that? Well, why isn't somebody looking it up?
Is an ant a critic?
He's not a critic.
An ant, like the insect.
It's an insect.
Is an ant a cricket?
What? Am I not speaking the King's English?
Come on, let's go.
All right, but anyway, so the point of the story, it's sort of a Aesop's fable sort of thing where, yes, there is a balance between preparing for the winter and having it stored, having all the food that you need, and then whiling away the time to prep with singing and dancing and playing your little cricket violin. So it's the balance between the two. And then the third thing that kind of hangs overhead is people say, oh, you should live like you're dying. Live every day like you're dying. But that doesn't work because if you don't die, you got bills to pay the next day. To me, and this might rub people the wrong way, especially if you're not a religious individual. I remember one time, because I try to have dinner with my friend, Dr. Natalie Ellington, who has Eileen and Callie's place. It was about 3 years ago. We were across the street at the Thai restaurant. We're having dinner, and I said, hey, how's it going? How's the nonprofit going? How are you doing? And she said to me, Curly, I have $36. I think I told this story. I have $36. I said, in Eileen and Callie's, the nonprofit? No. I said, in your bank account? She goes, there is no difference between the two bank accounts. I have $36 to my name. And I think Dr. Ellington at the time was 72 years old, very successful individual. She was part of Motown in Detroit, went to L.A. in the record company, got her MBA or got her doctorate in teaching. She'd run big organizations and schools. I mean, she was, very successful. And then she decided she was going to dedicate her life after going to some seminar, or she went to this, she was on some committee, and she found out when young girls turn the age of 18 in the state of Washington, they give them a garbage bag and they send them into the street. She says, I was shocked by that. I thought, where do they go? Well, of course, they either go to the morgue, they go to the streets to sell their bodies, they get pregnant, they go from home to home, they're unemployed, and their life is heading towards a path of destruction, because she said if you're 18 years old and the state of Washington gives you a garbage bag, you think of yourself as garbage. So since she set up this thing called Eileen and Callie's Place, that's the backstory. So when I said to her over our little Thai dinner there, how do you sleep at night knowing you have $36? She said, oh, I fall back. I said, fall back into the arms of God. I have faith. I was like, oh, you're asking a lot. She goes, oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up. I'm going to drive to Renton. I'm going to speak to the Rotary there. And then I'm going to drive to Olympia. I'm going to go down there and talk to them about what we need to do about foster care. And then at night, I have another thing I'm going to. I'm going to be talking to the people of Mukilteo. She goes, I'm working. She goes, I'm not just falling back into my bed saying, God, take care of me. I'm saying, I'll do the work, but I trust you. So that's kind of the if you have that faith, which I find to be absolutely remarkable and something that I would strive for every day, it's the idea of you do the hard work, but there's a path for you, but then at a time you don't play like the cricket playing the violin all the time. You put the money away and have it ready for the bad times, but then you don't have fear to be able to spend the money to be able to go enjoy something you create memories for the rest of your life. Does that all make sense? Some sort of fine line between, preparing for the winter, having your savings, but not getting so focused on that you don't miss the opportunities that come before you to rejoice in the joy of being alive.
If you can't enjoy being alive, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm glad you're forgiving me, Joe.
By the way, I'm working on it. By the way, it's the ant and the grasshopper.
That's a grasshopper.
Yes.
But we don't have the sound of a grasshopper. It's the ant and the grasshopper. That's right. You know what happened to the grasshopper?
No.
What happened to the ant? By the time winter came, he had chest pains and heart failure. The ant died second week of February.
Didn't have any fun either.
Well, from working so hard. Here's a man who'll never face with that sort of challenge. Here's Nate, Chicken Traffic. Nathan.
Thank you. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. We've got an anti-ice demonstration underway in downtown Seattle in front of the Federal Building on 2nd and Madison, and that section of 2nd Avenue is closed. North 5 through Seattle still heavy between the West Seattle Bridge and our Ship Canal Bridge, where Revive I-5 blocks 2 left lanes. Give yourself 25, 30 minutes to make it through downtown Seattle. South 5 still a little slow from Lake City Way in the downtown, but it's nothing heavy. Linwood to Seattle is just a 15-minute commute. Bellevue to Linwood, we're at 35 minutes. Now, you're slow from 520 to 527, but we have a new collision near Northeast 85th and Kirkland right there in the center lane. Seattle to Linwood, just 25 minutes. We can check this one off the list. It's pretty much all clear now. Bellevue to Renton, same story, less than 20 minutes. Little crowded, though, from Factoria to Renton, but you're at freeway speeds here. Seattle to Tacoma, now wide open. Renton to Puyallup on the Valley Freeway, now wide open. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan. Presented by Carter Subaru.
I know your child really wants a super cool e-bike. All the other kids in the neighborhood have one. But you might not realize that the e-bike you're buying your kid is really more like a motorcycle. The Washington legislature is now considering reining in some of these e-bikes/motorcycles. The changes could really impact what's available and what your kid might be able to ride. That's tomorrow's Choke Point on Seattle's Morning News on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
You're 62 or older, lots of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or HELOC, well, it means a bigger payment. And the cost of selling your home, it's insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Ewart here for Tila Mortgage. You don't need to live at a lower standard than you deserve. You really got 3 options. Number 1, sell your home. 2, get a HELOC or refinance. Or 3, get a reverse mortgage. Tila has done the analysis and believes that a reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their homes without selling and having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? No. Call today and let's compare. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Give them a call today. 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
TILA, TILAmortgage.com. Insurance and property taxes are borrower's responsibility. Tilo Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
The John Curley Show mailbag is brought to you by Advanced Hair Restoration.
Let's see. How about that Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line? How's that thing doing, Joe? Huh?
It's doing great. I'll be reading all the text today because our printer's not working.
Oh, you need a new printer. This portion of the show brought to you by Printers Are Us. Go, Joe. Teeny, go. I'm sorry, thrown off. I don't have any letters to read. Thank you, Hudson. Okay, wow. Show really bad today. Go ahead.
Told you, I'm playing. You take the fall.
Oh, because of what happened earlier today.
Well,
go ahead.
My worldview was shattered.
What did he say?
No, we're not going to talk about it.
Not talking about it.
We're not doing it. That one goes to the grave. We'll get to the letter of the day, but first comes all the rest.
Yes, thank you.
Is that right? Jamestown and Eastlake says, "Shiver me timbers, it's Captain John Curley. You're looking exceptionally dapper today, by the way."
Thank you.
I think it's your turtleneck. You don't have to wear turtlenecks anymore, remember?
I wore this last night to the game. I slept in it, woke up late, and my voice sounds like I've been gargling razor blades. So this is what I wore yesterday.
206,
don't get too close. A little smelly.
206 is Irish Catholic. Well, that's definitely presidential material there. You definitely have the right stuff.
Yes. First Irish Catholic American president.
Black Sunshine in Kitsap County says Bo Duke was played by John Schneider, who happens to be a huge Seahawks fan.
Yeah, he's a very big Seahawks fan.
Skagit Thaddeus says, what does Curley think was a worse show? Dukes of Hazzard, Kojak, or Starsky and Hutch?
I never saw Dukes of Hazzard.
Really?
Yeah. I like Starsky and Hutch. I bought one of the, remember the big sweater he wore? No. One of those. Okay, never mind. I like Kojak. Okay. Who loves you, baby?
Brian in Bellevue says, why stop in Aberdeen? That city is the most depressing place in the state.
Excuse me, Aberdeen, Washington. Do we know what famous rock star came from Aberdeen, Washington?
Yes, we do. Kurt Cobain.
Thank you.
And?
Pat Boone?
Patrick Fitzsimmons of the Doobie Brothers.
Thank you.
Wow. 425 said, you mentioned a scar, but that's nothing. More like a tattoo with a better story.
Ooh, that's good. I like that. Wow, nice. Wow, very
on the Seahawks going to the Super Bowl, Dave from Philly says, yo, Curly, why knock the Eagles? Boo. On another note, my wife knows Dr. Wagner from where she works, and she flips him crap for being Dr. Mark Wagner from the show.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. That's what he's going to be known for now.
Luke from Tacoma says, what did Steve Rabel mean by take off your helmets because the windows are going to break next door? Just curious. He didn't say exactly that. He said the Seahawks are taking off their helmets, and somebody, I think he must have been in the...
They're banging.
Yeah, they're banging on the
up there.
glass next door.
Right behind us, yes.
Athena in Port Orchard says, hey, Rye, how about, hey, thanks, Dad, for taking me. I love you.
He's an Irish kid.
All right. Chris in Maryville said...
It's unsaid.
That's right.
Be nice if it was.
You guys say I love you.
Yeah,
literally
love.
5 times
Okay.
the conversation. Chris in Maryville said Darnold is the only quarterback to ever have back-to-back 14 wins in the season.
That's where I mentioned that too. Good for you. Good.
Roger in the 206 says it's a Super Bowl, 2 teams playing at a neutral field. Anything could happen. Hopefully Seattle wins. I want Seattle to win, but there's no guarantees for anything, as the movie states any given Sunday.
I don't know. It's going to be a blowout.
Dinah and Everett says, I totally agree with Rye. Seahawks are going to win. Tumwater Bully says, this is gold. Drop the mic, Rye. Mike in Portland says, make sure this guy is coming back on February 9th.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Will. Oh, he will be so depressed.
Yeah.
And now it is time for the letter of the day.
Thank you, Teeny.
Short one comes to us from 425. They say, Sully is a conduit, and he's glad to do it, but Nate doesn't have a cool job description yet. I'd like to suggest road sommelier.
I like it.
Nate?
See? But in the meantime. Sing it, Nate.
Nothing never seems so good. And the words come to you, make them the words you got be inclined to believe it never would.
Here's your road sommelier. Nate, checking traffic.
Downtown Seattle, we've got an anti-ice demonstration underway in front of the federal building, and that's blocking a couple blocks of 2nd Avenue between Madison and Marion Streets. North 5 in Seattle, we're still heavy between the West Seattle Bridge and the Ship Canal Bridge. Plan on 25 minutes to make your way through downtown Seattle. Westbound 520 remains packed at Montlake over to I-5 because of Revive I-5. South 5, just a little slow from the U District into downtown. Nothing heavy here. Linwood to Seattle, 15 minutes tops. In Kirkland, we've got this new collision, North 405 and Northeast 85th. It's in your center lane. Looks like they're getting ready to clear this, so as we speak. But meanwhile, you're backed up, bumper to 520. Bellevue to Linwood, back up to 35 minutes. More scattered slowing into Canyon Road before you're, into Canyon Park, rather, before you're in the clear. Mount Lake Terrace, we have a new collision, North 5 at 212th. It blocks your right lane. You're backed up to State Route 104, Seattle to Linwood, back up to 35 minutes. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
We are going to the Super Bowl. It's time to eat, boys.
Super Bowl, here we come.
Can you believe it?
We're just a really good football team that's tough and connected.
Welcome to the dark side.
Power of 12 is 1 is real.
Whole city going up like it's our time.
All the 12s across the country and all the 12s across the globe.
You know how we do it.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. KIRO News Radio.
I'm worried.
About what?
Water.
Oh?
Hot water, if you really want to know.
Water heater worries?
Worried it's wearing down.
Running out?
The hot doesn't last like it used to.
So you're...
Worried.
I got a guaranteed fix.
Let me guess. A new water heater.
Right, but...
That's what worries me.
Well, worry no more.
Why?
What you need is an Apollo Plumbing water heater.
Because?
We include Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Wrenchie's what?
Worry-free warranty.
Which means?
When it wears out, we replace
replace it.
No extra charge.
As an A-List Club member, you're covered for life.
For life.
For as long as you're an A-List member, you get annual life-extending water heater flushes included.
So it lasts longer.
Right.
And when it needs replacement,
you're covered.
With no worries.
Because it's Wrenchies.
Worry-free warranty.
What else would you expect from the Ready Right Now plumbers?
Apollo Plumbing.
Home of Wrenchies worry-free warranty.
What about tankless ones?
Worry-free too.
Gotta love that Wrenchie.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the JED Foundation.
DUI? Felony charge? Trust Bradley Johnson Lawyers and 1-800-DUI-OA. Over 30 years serving the Pacific Northwest and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Every mistake has a solution at 1-800-DUI-OA.
1-800-DUI-OA. The G and Ursula Show.
There's a brand new Gallup poll out that shows independents are actually now the biggest group in the country.
Weekdays 9 to noon.
Does this surprise you?
No, it's like a card trick. People in card tricks, the reason why you get fooled is because you pay attention to what they say and you don't pay attention to what they do. Most people only start paying attention when elections, policies, and things start affecting you.
Subscribe to the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel and watch live.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Download the KIRO Newsradio app, where you can watch us live or stream us live anywhere, anytime.
How would this initiative, whatever this initiative is, how would he fund it?
Stay connected everywhere. Download the KIRO Newsradio app.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
DayandNight.net.
Did you know 25% of your home's heat loss is through your attic? Jake Skorheim here. When hot air rises, if your attic isn't properly insulated, that hot air is going to go right through your ceiling and out your old roof. That sounds cold and expensive. So if your furnace is working overtime, it's time to call Valentine. And right now, Valentine has a great winter special. Bundle attic insulation with any new roof, and you'll save an additional 10% off your entire project. Just call 206 Roofing, and remember, when you see the red Valentine vans, you know your home is in good hands.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.